Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
And good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, making us a part of your day today, because we got a lot of stuff planned for today's show, including Tim Pearce, local golf legend who was competing yesterday to be in the Rocket Mortgage Classic, is going to come in here and share some of his insight for the course and how this weekend is going to go. But first, let me introduce you to the crew. To my right,
what up, though? It's Corey.
There we go. I was going to steal your thunder. I was going to say, this is Corey. Damn. To my left,
this is Joey.
Joey rocking the flowered shirt today. Feeling nice, aren't you, man?
Man, I'm so mad. All of my cool shirts are so small.
You know what that reminds me of?
That's the way.
You ever seen that? You ever seen that? The meme they keep doing of Russell Wilson over and over near the bust. Near the Pro Bowl, that looks like that shirt right there.
This is it?
Yeah, I don't know if Alex can find that photo. I don't want to put him on the spot, but if you can find that photo, it looks like the exact same shirt almost.
Awesome. And then we have Alex in the producer land. We have Fish making sure we sound good on all the audio. Paige is in here. Jeff is in here manning socials. And, yeah, it's just going to be a great show today. Thank you guys for waking up with us. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments, and everything, whether you watch it on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch. Whew, man. All right, you guys ready to talk about last night's dud of a game?
Dud is a great way to put it.
Wah, wah. I mean, unless you're Paul George and the Clippers, I guess. If I was a Clippers fan, it wouldn't have been a dud of the game.
Hey, how was his watching with Mom? Because Mom is his son's diehard from the Phoenix area, Arizona.
Yeah, the last two games. Last game, Mom was having a great time
Talking
the whole game.
Shit,
even though
life.
they were up 15, she was worried about it. But then they ended up winning. Last night, I mean, what happened last night is what shouldn't happen to championship teams. You have an opportunity to put the other team away. You have your foot on their throat, and they came out with zero intensity, like zero intensity. And before I knew it, they were down 15 points in the first quarter, talking about the Suns, of course, because the Clippers just came out. Clippers looked like they literally were fighting for their lives, not their playoff lives. They looked like they were fighting for their existence on this planet.
Yesterday on the show, I said that a Paul was going to have the game of his life. And I thought it was going to be Chris Paul.
So did I.
Turned out it was going to be Paul George.
What did you say about Paul George yesterday, too, Corey?
I
think he was listening.
I said that pandemic P, playoff P return and PG-13 went away. Looks like PG-13 decided to rear his head. And you know what? Good for him, because imagine Kawhi Leonard waking up this morning on his birthday and the Los Angeles Clippers are out of the playoffs. That would have been a good birthday present. But what can you say about Paul George last night? 41 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 75% from the field. 75%, 50% from beyond the arc. He couldn't have played a better game. Closed them out in the third quarter with the 20 points. The Suns only scored 6 more points than him in the third. But you talked about getting punched in the mouth.
Yep.
That is exactly the words of Devin Booker. He said that they came out and punched them in the mouth, and they really did out the gate. Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson.
Reggie looked like an all-star last night.
What can you say? What do you want to do with that? Reggie and Marcus Morris look like the guy who was doing the Suns in 4 and punching in the mouth.
Yep.
What can you say? But Monty Williams said it best. Here's what he said. It's unacceptable the way we started the game. It was a big hole for us. It was pretty obvious that we can't play with the show-up mentality. We showed up in the first quarter, and they played with desperation, plain and simple. He said that the Suns themselves need to go out and play desperate, which they did not do. And now, I said yesterday, even though I still thought the Suns were going to win, I said closing out an opponent, that's going to be one of the hardest games, and it proved I just got to go back to Reggie Jackson. I used to be one of the biggest haters of Reggie Jackson because here in Detroit, he tried to play like a number 1 option, and he did not succeed. Right now, he's playing like a number 2 option, and what is he doing? Having a phenomenal series. 22 points per game, 47% from the field, 37% from beyond the arc. I don't know whether he's going to be a number 2 moving down the line. I think he's still really a number 3, but
yeah.
He's at least playing himself into a contract. He's completely changed the way he attacks the game, and got to give credit to Ty Lue in the way he's using them.
See, this is scary because now they go back to L.A. It's going to be Game 6.
Yep.
And I'm starting to really think the Clippers got a shot at this.
I mean, listen, if they play like they did last night, they got a real shot at this. But to me, it was more about how the Suns played than the Clippers played. Like, the Suns just could not match their intensity. Like, they just looked out there. They looked like they were just a bunch of nice guys trying to get it done.
They weren't closing quarters the great way. Every time they pulled close, and they had a chance to take advantage of that home crowd and that momentum, they just let it slip away. And this really could end up being a 7-game series now. And remember the other day, after they won Game 4, Chris Paul was talked about. He didn't want to talk about 3-1 leads. He had a bad experience with them. And now we're starting to see why, because it could really end up being 7 games. And if it goes 7 games, I would still pick the Suns to win, but they should not be in this position. They should have closed them out last night.
Yeah, and they only got themselves to look in the mirror and be like, you should have tried harder. Because honestly, that was the most disappointing part about it, and I know I've mentioned it like 3 times now. But in a closeout game, at home, Game 5, your crowd's going insane, and you come out and go down 15 early. Like, I don't know if it was the jitters or whatever, but by the third quarter, they had a chance. They took the lead. They went up by a point, and the next thing you know, they're down by 12 again. Like, I just don't understand what the Suns were thinking, and you got to put that on Monty Williams. If the coach can't get his team ready and up for these moments, like, that's on the coach. That's, the players have to be self-sufficient, but at the same time, the coach needs to lead that charge.
The players, first of all, I agree with how you ended that, because the players have to be self-sufficient. You're in a close-out game to get to the NBA Finals. You win this game, you're in the Finals. You have to come out with a sense of urgency. Like, this is really, you should really come out with the urgency that you're the team that's on the verge of being eliminated, that you have everything to lose. But they did not do that. And again, it does go back to Monty Williams, because when you see that your team is coming out as lethargic as they are, you have to do something to push those buttons to put them in position to win the game. And he didn't do that.
So let me ask you a question. Paul George comes back. They win the series. The Clippers win this series. How high do you elevate Paul George in the scheme of superstars? Because we're giving all the credit to Booker when he wins without CP3. Yeah. We're giving all the credit to everybody when they don't have their Batman to their Robin or Robin to their Batman. Paul lost everybody, right? He lost Kawhi Leonard, one of the best players, if not the arguable top 5 player in the league. And he's projecting his team, taking them potentially to the finals on his own with role players. Where does that put him in the scheme of superstars if he completes this task?
If he completes this task and they come back from 3-1 and he leads them to the NBA Finals, that elevates Paul George back to where he was when he was at OKC. MVP type conversation, because Paul George did finish third in the MVP. I think he finished third, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know he was in the top 3 of MVP voting when he was with the Thunder. That elevates Paul George back into that category. That also brings up a point that me and you both agreed on a couple of weeks ago. Paul George is really a number 1 option. He's not meant to be a number 2. He's struggled the most being a number 2 option. And what this does is, now if Kawhi Leonard decides to leave the Clippers, they're now starting to see some life of what it will look like when with Kawhi leaves. If Kawhi does decide to opt in for the next year, Paul George got to look at Kawhi and be like, look, I'm the captain now. He's going to have to take the back seat, because we're seeing that what Paul George does as the lead.
Kawhi, go be your defensive specialist. I'll take care of offense. Like, honestly, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they're doing this without Kawhi. I mean, you look yesterday and you see everybody really playing their role. I mean, you see Marcus Morris stepping up with 22. You see Reggie Jackson with 23. And leading up to this, there would be one or the other that would come out to play.
Right.
But they just started out just guns a-blazing with Game 4, first quarter, 20 points, shooting 28% from the field. But then yesterday, they come out with 36 points, 65% field goal percentage. And that right there just shows they wanted it more.
Yep.
And they weren't even scared doing it away on the road.
No, that's what's scary is now you go back to L.A. Now, we know the Suns can win in L.A. They just did it 2 games ago. So I don't think that really scares the Suns. But the pressure now is all on Phoenix.
And momentum.
It's all
momentum.
on them.
The Clippers right now are playing with house money.
Yep.
They should not be in this position with the way they went down in the series, the way the series started, and without arguably their best player. They should not be in this position. The fact the Suns missed a golden opportunity to go to the NBA Finals last night, that could come back and haunt them, because I got to tell you, I'm going to let it jump the gun. I don't think they're going to win Game 6 in LA.
So you're predicting Game 7?
I think it's going 7 now.
In Game 7, you never know what happens.
Yeah, you don't want that Game 7. One impressive stat for Paul George, 20-plus points in each of the first 18 games of this playoff run, and that puts him up there with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and Paul George. They are the only 4 to ever do that, and all of them reached the finals when they had that run.
Man.
So, yeah, if I'm a Suns fan this morning, I am not happy about any of this.
Written in history right now.
Paul George, I gotta give him credit. When he plays bad, I'm gonna get on him. When he plays good, I'm gonna give him his praise. And last night, he played desperate, but not even just desperate. He played desperate and efficient. 15 for 20.
Look at him. They're toying with him out there. The way that he crossed Chris. Chris Paul got embarrassed.
He threw
actually.
Chris Paul. He literally threw him like 40 feet.
Chris Paul got embarrassed a couple times. And then you saw Bev out there when he was mocking him for the way that he went down and apparently got injured on that.
I will say that's the one thing I don't like about the Clippers.
No,
Patrick
but you
Beverley.
need that asshole.
That's
the thing the Suns are missing. They're too nice.
You need one, but God, I just hate Pat.
You need a PJ Tucker. You need a Pat Beverley. Like, you need that asshole. You do. Yeah. Every team needs one. Like, we had Rodman back in the day. You know, Sheed was our asshole in 2004. Yeah. Like, he's the guy. You need that guy that's the catalyst to get everybody else fired up and in that game mode.
You need that guy that's going to be out there on the Tanya Harding and come club kneecaps and everything like that.
Do what you got to do, man. The championship's on the line.
Hey, down 3-1 and potentially coming back. That just shows the difference right there.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow night, 9 p.m. is when the Suns and the Clippers play again. And, Suns got another chance. They got 3 chances to wrap this up. They blew their first chance. Hopefully they get it on 2 if you're a Suns fan. If you're a Clippers fan, you're rooting for that Game 7. And we got to give a shout-out to our people at 8 Mile Vodka. Joey took it out to Jobby Nooner and had a great time with them.
Man, when you roll around with a bottle of 8 Mile and everybody just gets to get free shots, it results really well for you. People start to love you.
Yeah, you make a lot of friends out there.
You make a lot of friends.
So make sure you make some friends this weekend. It's 4th of July weekend coming up, so make sure your party has some 8 Mile. All you got to do is go to your local Meijer store and pick it up. It's at any local Meijer. Or if you're out and about at the bar, make sure you ask for it by name. 8 Mile, born in Detroit. What's up, Tim?
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Fish, give me a bed real quick, man. Turn that up. Is it up? I can't hear it. Oh, that's on my end.
Yes, it is up. It's on. There we go.
There it is. There it is. So, big things happening this weekend in Detroit. Ever since the Rocket Mortgage Classic came here at the Detroit Golf Club, it's been such a fun event, and it seems like it's growing every single year. We got Phil Mickelson this year. Bryson DeChambeau is going to be here. And the one, the only, Tim Pearce is in the building to let us know just kind of the vibe of the weekend and how it was. You were playing yesterday trying to qualify for the tournament. How did that go?
Not my best.
Not your best?
My best. Yeah. No, everything's... I've been kind of struggling since I had my breakthrough, but everything's good.
Don't look down when you say that, man.
It was
like
really
you're
cool.
ashamed.
It was really cool. I got to play with 2 guys that actually made it through yesterday.
Okay.
Ben Martin, he's on tour. He's got conditional status, but he's such a cool guy, and he's kind of my personal favorite for the week.
Okay.
His odds are probably plus a lot, so that'd be worth looking at. And then Tane Lee, this kid who pre-qualified for a tournament in California, broke through. He played at Palmetto in South Carolina a couple weeks ago and made $125,000. He was leading the tournament at one point, and he's a great guy. So those are my two personal picks for the week. But, yeah, I wish I was not here and practicing down in Detroit. But
damn, man,
this is my second favorite place. This is my second favorite place to be. So thanks for having me. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. Obviously we got Phil this week, so that's awesome. Phil's a big pull, and he's a fun guy to watch, especially for the fans.
How's the vibe down there? You know, because I haven't been to the Rocket Mortgage Classic, and you know they obviously have the Waste Management Classic in Arizona, which is an absolute shit show frat party that's going on. And then you have your normal, you know, PGA tours where it's very quiet and calm, and people get rowdy after the shots hit. How do you judge that in Detroit? Like, what's the vibe downtown?
They're starting to build it. I mean, it's the third year. They're starting to get some bigger names in there. Obviously, golf's kind of evolving into, you know, a lot of people are becoming a little bit more rowdy at the events, especially when there's a playoff that lasts 8 holes. You know, people get a little bit louder. I don't know if you guys watched last week, but watching that 1v1 playoff for 8 holes was pretty special. It was like 3 hours long, and people are just, you know, they continue to drink and get a little bit louder. So that's really fun stuff. There's a little pocket at Detroit, number 1415. They're trying to kind of create that vibe of this like stadium vibe.
Nice.
So that'd be the spot to be. 1415, 14 green is a par 5. So a lot of guys are hitting it in 2, a lot of eagle putts, and then, you know, a short little par 3 on 15 is a cool one to watch too. People will be. There might be a 1 there this year. I'm gonna say there's gonna be a 1 there. Yeah,
nice. That'd be
there's
fun
a little
to
prop
see,
bet
man.
out there. I would take it.
Hey, man, now you just talked about some rowdy moments out there. Now, from what you've been a part of, what are some memorable rowdy moments that just kind of stick out in your brain immediately?
From the PGA?
Yeah, just from your time.
Oh, man, it was like, you know, there's some points where there's like 3 people watching you, and it's, you know, it's really cool. You almost get more nervous when there's 5 people watching you than 20,000.
Oh, wow,
but you
really?
get to a point where, you know, 17 was kind of their stadium hole. And, you know, there's just like this buzz. You're trying to putt on the greens, just a constant buzz of people. There's so many people there that, you know, you almost become kind of used to it because it's just noise. Like, it just becomes one blob.
Right.
Instead of there's like, you know, 5-10 people watching you, it's kind of like, oh, you know, they're paying attention. You know what I mean? There's 20,000, they're not paying attention. They're getting their free booze and, you know, so it's pretty cool. That 17th hole is pretty wild. It's such a tough shot. It's the toughest shot. You don't look forward to it all day, but if you pull it off, you know, you get a little applause for it. So it's pretty fun.
So I got to ask, man, since you made it to your PGA Championship event and, you know, just you've come back here, how has your life changed at all? Are people, like, more excited to get trained by you or, you know, like, coached by you? Like, are you just, like, the man around the clubhouse at your country club?
You know, most people get it. Most people understand, but, you know, a lot of people kind of don't.
Okay.
Which is totally fine. The coolest part about it is the kids. The kids are, like, they think I'm famous and they watch my stuff on YouTube and you know, hopefully not these.
You are famous,
you guys
man.
get a little bit explicit for the juniors, but they're awesome. They're so hyped up. You know, I was Coach Tim, and now they look at me different, and you know, to inspire them, you can just see the drive in their eyes, you know, going forward. So it's so cool.
That's awesome.
See, I'm glad you went ahead and brought up training because a lot of my fraternity brothers, they golf on the weekends. I was just about to ask them about some coaching because when I went to Joy Bell's golf charity weekend, and I seen the way those guys were clubbing, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that because they were taking up some of the green. Like, I'm talking about, like, they look like
up the course.
I'm talking about, they didn't look like they had clubs, looked like they had shovels. So if after this, I gotta get your info so I can know how not to shovel when I'm on the green.
For sure.
Yeah, when you were editing those videos, I was like, these swings like worse than Charles Barkley swings. Like, yeah, these guys, former professional athletes out there, just like jackhammering it down.
Yeah, but you see how big these
man.
guys. They're just so big. And seeing their movement of this was just
it's annoying.
Awesome.
I see a lot of, like, you know, big guys that you know, they hit it a mile, but they have no idea how to, like, hit it.
Do you cringe when you see stuff like that?
I do, because I want to be that big. Look at me. I need that size, and I can use it to my advantage.
That's the thing. They're wasting their size with unpure swings.
It's just, it's devastating to me. So
you played yesterday. You played the course yesterday. How's it playing?
It was at Oakland University.
Oh,
so
okay.
They typically the Monday qualifiers are somewhere else.
Okay.
Very tough. Very tough. It was actually a cool kind of thing. So there was both guys I played with were 5 under, and Ben was the second alternate for the entire event. So like he's like checking his phone, waiting for a phone call to say he's in. He's just playing just in case he doesn't get in. So they both end up shooting 5 under, and there's a 9-person playoff for 3 spots. And Ben hits it in the fairway on the first hole, sticks it to a foot, and then the rules official comes over and goes, "You're in the tournament. Pick up the ball." So it's kind of cool. So, yeah. So all the other 8 guys were like, "Yes!" Like, you know, 1 guy out, like we're good. We still have 3 spots. So good for Ben. It was awesome. Tane, same guy I played with, stuck it to a foot, knocked it in. He's in. So
awesome.
Pretty cool stuff. And then for the last 2 spots, 6 guys played for 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it lasted 8 holes, and there was a rain delay and all that stuff. So Monday qualifiers are a mentally grueling day. If you can make it through, it's awesome. And those guys are so freed up at that point. You know, same thing with me qualifying for the PGA. It's like you're so freed up at that point to go play. So Ben Martin, Tane Lee, keep an eye out for him.
Well, our boy Chad Johnson from Lady Jane's and, you know, our partner here at Woodward Sports, the man, he's playing in the Pro-Am tomorrow.
Sweet.
And Paige, our intern, is going to be there with him.
Sweet.
Any advice you would give him to play in the Pro-Am if he's watching right now?
Oh, man. I would just say it's going to be so
He's going to
fun.
have fun. We know he's going to have
Okay,
fun.
so that's
that's taken care of.
It's not like he'll be starstruck, but maybe it depends on who he's playing with. But soak up some time with that guy. I mean, they know who they're playing with. They know they're, you know, Pro-Am, whatever. But I mean, I would soak up the time with those guys. I mean, make their day, and you know, someone else is going to make your day. So
yeah,
soak it up, hit some good shots. You're going to hit some bad ones for sure, but try to have a highlight or two.
See, that's the thing about him though. He posted on his Instagram his outfit. So the biggest
looks like
thing is
literally looks like what you got on with the shorts to match.
Yeah, for real.
Is it an extra
probably
small,
just
Joey?
as tight too. But the thing about it is, you look good, you're gonna be out there playing good, and that's the difference maker. In my
100%.
opinion.
Look good, feel good, play good. That's my motto for sure.
Does he have a Titleist hat with the Woodward Sports on it though,
Ooh.
like Tim? The fact that you rock that still, man, it's awesome. Then thank you so much.
Like I said, you know, like if you buy, you know, if you go to a club and there's like a row of hats, you got to try on to make sure they fit right.
Right.
This one's like my best fitting hat.
Hey,
Wow.
good job.
So I
Joey, you
appreciate
picked that
it.
out too,
Yes,
didn't you?
yes.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
what
good
I love? The picture that you shared on your social media of you with the side of the Woodward Sports showing, signing an autograph for a kid. That photo, seeing that, honestly, it gave me chills. I was just so proud of you
it was
looking
one of
at
my
it.
favorite ones. Yeah, that kid was like over the top, man. That was like, whoa, okay, man, that's so cool. So, yeah, I mean, I had a couple people, like I said earlier, you know, people just randomly saying, you know, I actually won a lot of FanDuel, you know, groups for people because I was so cheap, so they could spend their money on some better players. So that was kind of cool to be a part of, and you know, random people saying go blue and you know, go Tim, and you know, knowing I'm from Michigan is really cool. And
yeah, I mean,
cool
going
stuff,
into
man.
that tournament, you were only faired above 2 other people, and you finished above what, like
and I
10?
think I beat both of those guys. One by playing, and then Y Yang got disqualified.
Hey,
So there's another. Yeah, I mean that's a win.
that's a win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You got to finish, man. You got to finish.
Got to finish. Yeah, yeah. So.
Well,
Pretty cool
it's
stuff.
great to have you in here talking Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yeah.
We've been giving out some tickets throughout the week and stuff
Nice.
like that. And if you're following us on Twitter, you have your chance to retweet that to get tickets for, I believe, Thursday. We got some tickets for that we're giving away on
Nice.
Twitter. So make
We
sure you
got
go to
everyday
at
tickets,
Woodward
baby.
Sports right now and retweet that if you want to be a part of it. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring you in here and discuss it. Are you going at all this weekend?
I'm gonna try to go Sunday.
Okay.
I love watching that stuff. It's so cool, the weekend over there. Saturday would be a great day to go, too. I would recommend going in for a practice round, either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the coolest thing ever. They're putting. You can just call them over. They talk to you. It's really cool stuff. So I would recommend doing that. But I did want to give 3 picks, because if I win, I want to be on record.
Yes.
I'm going to give Doc Redman. So Doc Redman came in second 2 years ago, and he Monday qualified. Like I said, Monday qualifiers, they're freed up, ready to go. So Doc Redman plus 5,000. Joaquin Neiman plus 2,700. And then I think Patrick Reed is going to win, plus 1,400. He's the second favorite, right behind Bryson DeChambeau. Patrick Reed is super solid, really good putter. So those are my 3 picks, and then my personal favorite, Ben Martin. I don't know what his odds are, but he's solid.
Those are your picks?
Solid. Those are my picks. So
All
I want
right.
to be on record. Thanks for letting me squeeze that in there.
Yeah, no problem. No, we Adam comes on at 8:50 with his bet, so I wonder if he's going to pick anybody for the PGA Tour. What's up?
Hey, so Darren McCarty on the hook from 3 to 5. He does his golf picks on Wednesday. He'll do them tomorrow. Well, he's not going to be on anyways. We'll figure that out. He's doing his golf picks tomorrow. So can he use your picks, or do you? Is he allowed to use your picks?
If he was smart, he'd use them.
Oh,
Okay, so
you hear that, D-Mac?
All right, we're going Tim Pearce versus Darren McCarty tomorrow on the picks.
Because I
We
was going
got
to
to
say
do
that
it.
Tim said the picks, so D-Mac has to choose different people.
I mean, if they're
Whatever
good
you
picks,
think.
they're good picks. Why would you waste them? Listen, if it comes to golf, I love D-Mac. He knows golf. This guy's actually played in a PGA Tour Championship event. So I'm going to take Tim Pearce over D-Mac. Sorry, D-Mac. Love you, but, you know.
I mean, that's the logical decision.
Yeah, no, listen, if Tim's up here talking hockey, I'm going to be like, sorry, I'm taking D-Mac. Like, so, you know, you just got to go where people know what the hell they're talking about.
Fair enough.
But overall, Tim, how's things going? You happy? You good?
Yeah.
You looking to get back on the tour? Like, when's your next chance to
Yeah,
qualify?
it's tough, man. Like in Florida, I had so much time to play and practice, and now that I'm up here, I mean, we're just booming up here. Golf in Michigan is killing it, which we're lucky to have. But it's tough to practice and play. It's tough to just play for one day and expect to win something. So we'll the club's closing down in August, and I'll be able to have a lot more free time. And I'll let you guys know how I do.
And as far as like getting it back invited, like to be a part of the Rocket Mortgage Classic, how's that procedure working now? Like now that you're in the club, are you in the club, or they're kind of giving you a nudge to like, hey, we're in your neck of the woods. You want to try out for this one?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's it depends on after a good year that I had this year, I actually tried to get an exemption. So I tried to kind of get my foot in the door and get my name out there for maybe getting an exemption, not having to qualify.
Right.
So again, probably just another good year. If I play some solid golf, maybe they'll give me the nod for next year. So that's kind of my goal. We have one tournament in Michigan for the Michigan PGA section that if you win that tournament, you actually get in for next year. So that's kind of my short-term goal, but long-term, I need to play well this year and maybe try to get an exemption. But, man, I want to play in the Rockets so bad that I've had so many people come, so especially you guys, and it'd be fun for all of us.
Oh, my God. Well, let's wait till next year, too, because, they've kind of restricted the amount of people that they're going to have this year. Next year, if you make it, we will bring the ruckus for you, man. We will be like following you around all 18 holes every single day as just like your hype club.
Would not expect anything like that.
That's got to be the best feeling in the world, to play for your hometown like
so
that.
Cool.
Did you pick up any random fans like that were following you around hole to hole?
Yeah, I mean, there's this guy with a note. You know what? Shout out to this guy in the Notre Dame hat. He was giving me crap all week.
Like heckling you?
Yeah, heckling me.
Really?
But it was like a good heckle.
Right, okay.
But I was sticking it to him a little bit. I was having fun, man. It was so cool. Great experience. I can't wait to go back.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming in and talking Rocket Mortgage Classic with us today. I know you're busy. You're like, I could do it, but I got to be out by 8:30. I got things to do. So this is a busy man right here to take the time out to talk about one of the biggest events in Detroit that happened all year, let alone this weekend, 4th of July weekend. It's going to be absolute fun down there. And what I love about this is the minute DeChambeau's done, he flies out to go play with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Superstar.
That's crazy. Like, to think about that. Like, he's going to finish up the tournament here, and then where's that, Montana that they're playing?
I don't even know, honestly.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
This might be Aaron Rodgers' new career here. We'll see.
There you go.
Please.
Well, thank you for coming in, Tim Pearce. Rocket Mortgage Classic, obviously. Tomorrow is the Pro-Am. Thursday is the first tee-off, and then we got the weekend rolling right here in Detroit, in our backyard. Big names are here, and the biggest is sitting with us right now. Tim Pearce, thank you for coming on, buddy.
Thanks, guys. This is so fun.
We'll be right back with Joey's News.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go!
And the Los Angeles Clippers still alive. We're celebrating Kawhi's birthday today, you said?
Today is Kawhi's birthday.
That is crazy.
You want my impression of Kawhi celebrating his birthday?
Yeah.
That's it.
About right.
That's about as excited as he gets about anything.
Right. So the Clippers beat the Suns 116 to 102, and now the Suns lead 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. And my gut is telling me that this is going 7, and the team that we all thought was going to win, and Chris Paul going to his first NBA playoff finals, ain't going to happen, guys.
Not today.
Man.
Paul George, what can you say? PG-13 returned last night, 41 points, 13 rebounds, and just
Chris Paul shot.
Why are there so many shots of Chris Paul being disrespected on the court? I mean, you got that one last night. You got Steph Curry crossing him up. You got Kobe dunking on him. It's so many of them.
You got Patrick Beverley taunting him.
Yeah, that's right here.
Watch
Patrick Bev right here. Like, just everything about this. I was like,
Hey.
Oh, wait, there's another one.
Oh, I know. I was watching it live. And, I mean, honestly, that's so disrespectful, especially when the guy's laying there hurt. It's one thing if you think he's faking it and stuff like that, but at the same time, wait till he gets up, then accuse him of flopping.
I will say this. History does show these do not end well for Patrick Beverley. Every time he does some type of mocking or showboating of somebody, it always kind of comes back to bite him in the ass. So we'll see if that's going to happen in Game 6.
Yeah. I was hoping he'd get it last night because that's the one thing. When you have the antagonists, you always want them to get their comeuppance. And last night, like when they took the lead in, like, what was it, like 5 minutes?
62-61 was the last lead they had.
Yeah, when they took that and they hit that shot, I was like, all right, now it's over. You know, they survived the initial punch in the face, and now they're back at it. But no, just didn't come through last night.
Hey, they got another chance tomorrow night, 9 p.m., and we go on to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Woo!
They have begun, and the Canadians and Sean Baligian got a little bit embarrassed yesterday. I hate to say it, Sean. Game 1, Lightning 5, Canadians 1, and this announcer is exactly what we need right here. Watch this.
One for Kucherov, high slot, holds, shoots, score! Kucherov!
What a face-off.
What a shot by Kucherov, too. It's 4-1 Lightning.
But the face-off win.
Go!
So basically,
that's what we needed for that WNBA game
man,
yesterday.
Damn it! Why'd you take it off my?
Sorry, Corey.
Hey, we were all thinking it, Corey. It's all
Corey,
good.
go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, it doesn't matter anymore. Damn it!
Corey?
No, I don't care anymore. So my shit.
Gotta be quicker than that, Corey.
I will say it's gonna be hotter when Sean Baligian comes here.
Oh yeah.
You
think he's repping that hat today?
Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to be in his direction today. Nope, I'm not
And for those who don't know, Sean has a Canadians tattoo on him.
Right on the
like a tattoo
right
of
on
a
the
team
calf.
logo. Like, I love our teams, and I don't know if I'd ever be that committed to get a team tattoo.
This is the year that he was like, finally, this gets the payoff for this tattoo.
I might get the old English D, but I think that's just a Detroit symbol.
Yeah, that's a universal sign for Detroit. But yeah, Sean's got the C with the H in it. So
he already got the addition of the Stanley Cup trophy coming if they win it this year.
Stanley Cup champs 2001.
Yeah, he's got it rolling.
I don't even know where that's getting tattooed.
We go on to college baseball, game 1 of the College World Series, and there's another legend by the name of Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh.
Look at this catch he makes for Vanderbilt.
Chipper Jones one. I wonder if it comes a little bit from what the Idol did. This one is towards the seats in right, coming hard and
oh wow, what a catch.
Right fielder tagging and getting to second base is Allen. What a play by Isaiah.
Smart base running too by the Mississippi State kid too.
Yes.
Tagging on that, getting to second. Good play all the way around. You love to see good baseball. Vanderbilt, man, their 1-2 combination with their pitchers up top are unreal. Unreal.
They just got to get one more game because it's series of 3 in the College World Series. Vanderbilt got that 8-2 W yesterday, so we'll stay up to date on that.
One of these years, I'm going to go to Omaha to the World Series, College World Series. I love college baseball, man. The ping of that bat, I just love it.
Yeah, I remember DJ LeMahieu, because he went to Brother Rice High School, when he was playing in it. That was when I kind of first got on. I was like, man, this got to be the sweetest feeling in the world being out there.
Yeah, I remember watching back in the day Andrew Miller before the Tigers drafted him when he was pitching for North Carolina. I loved him with North Carolina. Then the Tigers drafted him, and I was excited. And he really didn't turn into anything till he left here, but he's been a solid closer in the league.
And we move on to the name that we talk about a lot on this show, Ohtani. First at-bat ever in Yankee Stadium. And, guys, any guesses on the results of this hit?
Grand slam, scored 8 runs, like something impossible.
Outside the park, home runs.
Right,
something.
like hit it out of the stadium.
Nailed it.
Ohtani crushes one deep right field. Goodbye. Welcome to New York, Shohei Ohtani.
The Batman has arrived in Gotham City. 26th home run. Look how far that baseball.
Is that his fam out there sitting clean up?
I don't know.
Dad out there with a suit coat looking clean.
Is that his nickname now, Batman?
I do not know. I thought you guys would know better than me.
Yeah,
But
that was the first time I heard anybody call him the Batman, but I kind of like that.
Hey, I ain't mad at it. I will say this right now. He's the star that baseball needs. I mean, let this guy be the star, not the you know the stuff you're trying to do. It's conspiracies and whatnot.
Right. No, Ohtani is the baseball players that we need moving forward. Like, you want to make baseball exciting for young kids, have them be multi-tool players, and that's exactly what we get to see. And I mean, even you guys get hyped for Ohtani.
Yeah. Honestly, every time the announcer Shohei Ohtani, like
right. The Batman. I like that.
And in that same game, this is what we also love to see in baseball: 70-year-old ladies turning into the Batgirl. This was her dream at the age of 10. They allowed Gwen Goldman out there. Look how cute she looks in that Yankees uniform.
Maz went to high school with her. Did you know that?
Actually, Maz smashed back in high school.
Oh, Jesus, Joey.
Oh, Maz just texted me. That's not her. It's the other Gwen.
Oh, my bad,
Maz. My bad. And lastly, Tigers played last night. Indians 13, Tigers 5. But we're 1 home run closer. Miggy, 7 home runs away from hitting that 500 right here.
Morgan in the first inning. Here's a drive to right center field. That is carrying, and that ball's gone. Miguel Cabrera gets the Tigers on the board.
He was like, whoa.
With home run number 493 in his career.
Whew, I cannot wait for him to hit that 500 mark. And that home run right there shows me that it's coming sooner rather than later. He went opposite field, very easy swing, didn't have to overpower it. That's the Miggy I remember.
I know you didn't want to miss this. So when are you going to start going to games? Once he's at what, like 590?
I told you, like 4th of July. Didn't I tell you? 4th of July is when this was really going to start heating up. So now we're looking at mid-July. So, yeah, that series like the 16th, 17th, and 18th, I think that's the series we gotta target.
And I also think around that time, you're going to start seeing a lot more people at Comerica Park just so they can be there for that moment when it happens. So
yeah, for sure.
I think tickets are – once he gets like, on that 497, 498 mark, I think you're going to start seeing tickets
30,000 fans.
Gone.
And we got to shout out Detroit Kool-Aid for this awesome graphic he made yesterday. Tigers started out 8-22 on the season, and since the start of May, they are over 500 at 26-22.
Love it.
It's amazing.
It's a testament to AJ Hinch and the job that he's doing. I don't think they're going to do much of anything this year, but next year moving forward, you can. I think it's fair to say expect a lot of the ball club.
It's very Piston-esque this year. I mean, honestly, like they're doing what they should be doing. Nobody expected this team to be winners. Nobody expected this team to make the playoffs, but they're competitive. The young guys are getting experience, and they're looking good when they're out there. So what more can you ask for out of another rebuild? I mean, we've been in this rebuild for 5-6 years with the Tigers, so I hate using that term because we should be built by now. But where we're at, I'm okay. We're seeing progression.
Hey, it had to be because, with the Lions, their rebuild is yet to be seen. We're seeing what the Red Wings are doing, and we're seeing what the Pistons are doing. It's about to get real hot for Alavila around here if the Tigers didn't start turning that corner. So great that they're finally doing it.
Yep.
Central Michigan University's own page. What do we got to add?
Yeah, so you guys have probably heard about Gwen Berry by now. She was the woman at the Olympic trials who actually turned her back at the flag during the national anthem. This past weekend, she got a lot of backlash, and even President Biden has made a statement about it. But I bring this back up because Berry made a statement She claims that she felt like it was a setup and that they did it on purpose. And she also stated that there were set times when the anthem would play, and she said they were going to play it before we walked out, then they played it when we were out there. Barry said, I don't really want to talk about the anthem because that's not important. The anthem doesn't speak for me. It never has. So that ending
What an
statement,
asshole.
yes, the ending statement is kind of like the reason people are mad is because you're representing America at an event and you turn your back on the flag. It's not that
A voluntary event, too. Nobody's got a gun to your head saying go.
exactly. She's representing America on her choice, on her terms. So that's why people were getting a little upset. And apparently something like this has already happened with her. In 2019, she raised her fist during the national
That's
anthem.
fine.
Yeah, but she was reprimanded by the International Olympic Committee then.
Eh.
So now raising your fists and kneeling are allowed, but apparently turning your back is. I don't think she's going to get in trouble for it.
It was what
but-
came after, though. The words that she had to say is what is the bad part.
Yes, and she
Putting
was
your
wearing a
fist
shirt
on.
too. She held up a shirt about activism. So people are thinking if you had this shirt already there, and she's saying that it wasn't on purpose, it kind of,
She
contradicts
can't stand
itself.
the heat now, so she's backing it. She's walking it back.
Yes, yep. She's trying to claim that it was an accident, which I don't know for sure. The Olympics hasn't made a statement or anything, but
Right.
Joe Biden did have someone make a statement for him that he thinks that everyone should respect America and respect the flag.
You know what?
Wow, Biden said that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, all right, good for you, Biden.
I'm not.
Someone
that
said
was
it
shocking.
for him. Someone said it for him. That
Oh,
if we're
okay, so
representing
Biden
America,
didn't say it. Okay, all right, all right.
Come on.
No,
You know what?
it was
I
the
don't
White
have a-
House person who does. I forget her
yeah,
name. But it was,
I forget her name too.
You know, I don't have a problem with the fist
No.
or the kneeling, but I will say this: when you are representing the country and you turn your back to the flag, I'm sorry, that is a dick move.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for it.
It is. I mean,
It's not the end of the world, but it's a dick move.
And I have my reservations about the anthem, and then I've been real open about that. I feel that you should be able to. I feel you should be able to throw up your fist. That's your own way of doing it. But when you turn your back, you are drawing unneeded criticism to yourself and then putting yourself in a position to have to backtrack and release statements like that. So it's a way to go about things, and I think turning your back to the flag, that's, even though I don't agree, I have my reservation about it, it's just not the way to do it, especially when you're representing the country in the Olympics.
Well, and to follow up with it, to say that, like, you were set up, like, listen, the anthem's, 2 minutes? You could have turned around at any time in that 2 minutes
Right.
and not been set up. Been like, oh, shit, I didn't realize that. Like, I've done that walking into football games. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my God, the anthem's on. I better stand still. Like,
Everybody faces the same direction.
Right.
You know where everybody is.
Yeah.
You know where the flag is.
so
Don't
to
give
say,
me that.
To say it's a setup is just kind of disingenuous, and that's where you lose your credibility. And like you said, I love the fit. Like, I think the fits is a powerful I think
Yeah.
it's more powerful than anything else you can do. Because
Yeah.
not only are you standing there representing your country, you're being powerful in this act. So I love that protest, if you're going to call it, because I don't even think it's a protest. I think it's a statement.
Yeah,
more than a
statement, more
protest.
statement than protest.
What's up, Fish?
The IOC kind of made a statement. They just said they ban all protesting from the Olympics.
Yeah, they just do that to paint with a broad brush, so they
Yeah.
don't,
Right.
because China's going through their own stuff too. All these other countries have their own things going on, so you got to cover them all with a broad brush, whether you agree with their political statement or not. So, yeah, I don't know. I hate how she followed up on that. So we just be like, no, I don't like stand your ground if you're going to stand your ground.
Right.
Right.
I'd have more respect for you, even though I disagree with you.
Yeah.
And kind of on a lighter note, last night Kim Kardashian announced that her clothing brand Skims.
Transition.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. This may be the first Kardashian mentioned ever on the Woodward Sports Network.
And it's actually along with the Olympics. Her clothing brand Skims is actually the official undergarment, loungewear, and pajamas for the Team USA athletes competing in the Olympics. So when you see those players off the whatever they're doing, off whenever they're competing, they will be wearing Skims, the Skims brand.
Man, that's one thing we can't knock them. You can hate them all you
Dude,
want.
their hustle.
Their marketing game, just crazy. Every single one of them. What's the one that had Kylie or whatever? They got their own products for makeup and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kim
Kylie
and
is like
Kylie.
damn near. I think Kylie is damn near a billionaire.
She is a
Yeah, she
billionaire,
is.
not
Like
damn
one
near.
of the youngest ones, too.
That's crazy. That's crazy, but good for them, and good for their mom pimping all her daughters her whole life. Like, she really did it, man. Kris Jenner really did it,
Man.
She came out. So,
Yeah.
is that your
Yep,
news story
that's it.
page?
That's
Will
it.
you be rocking the USA Kardashian line?
Dude, if it's available, I don't think it would be. I think it's like exclusive, like they're making it exclusively for these athletes. But I haven't bought anything from Skims either. It's more of like an like you wear it under like dresses, and it's not something that I.
It's going to be exclusive for maybe a couple more weeks. She's not about to miss out on that dollar. That's about to be available very soon. It's probably going to be like when every time Beyonce does an Ivy Park release, it's going to be like one of those things where you got to, if you get it in that day, either you get it or you don't. It's not going to be one of those things that's continued.
One of my favorite stories about the Olympics, and I'm sure we'll hear it when it happens, is just how much sex these athletes have with each other when they get together. Like, it literally turns into orgies. Like, honestly, they ran out of condoms. Where was it, Sochi? When they had it at Sochi, they ran out of condoms because these people were having so much sex. But, you know, you think about it.
Basically,
you take the most in shape people, good, active people, put them all together, force them to stay together. And
hey, you know who's getting it out there? Gwen Berry from behind.
What?
Oh, that was supposed to be a joke. She turned around.
It was funny till you said from behind.
I believe that one alone. I lost the train of the thought. The joke I was about to make. I was about to say, make sure you send me to the Olympics in 4 years.
Yes. No, you and Fish are going to smash free Woodward Sports. We'll just send
Fish is like, I am not going to the Olympics.
We'll just send you guys with condoms, Woodward Sports condoms, to give to all the athletes.
Well, we won't have to go very far. The Olympics is in LA in 2028.
Beautiful. We're on it.
Crazy.
We're there, baby.
That is crazy, by the way. I'm excited for that.
2024 in Paris, and next year, or not even next year, 2022 February, it's in China, Beijing.
Nice.
Hey, Kevin, you going to have those Skims in the store? Got to shout out Bridge Street Exchange. It's all quality men's shop.
Oh,
they're not going to have any of these Skims. There it is.
You going to skip Jeff, though?
Oh, yeah, Jeff. Hey, I'm going to be honest. I looked a second ago. I did not see you.
I dressed nice today. You don't even notice me?
I swear I did not see you.
How can you ignore the hair?
You look beautiful today, Jeff.
Hey, a second ago, you were not in those chairs. I don't know where you were.
I was hiding behind Fish.
I was hiding behind me.
Okay.
But I got two videos on what's trending with Jeff today. The first one, if Alex pulls this up, I hate when people say Jordan doesn't have an influence on the young generation, because this clearly is a good example of a young woman, pulling up from Steph Curry range and doing the Jordan shrug.
Logo Lillard.
Exactly. You call Lillard. All these people have influences, but definitely Jordan. I mean, he has an influence, and she's got that Mambacita mentality. But the second video is actually, it's kind of older, a couple months old, but it's an outfielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Cole Calhoun. He attempts to get a foul ball, and a child steals it from him, which, obviously would upset him a lot. But when he looks at the umpire to see the call, it was a foul ball, which, ends in a nice fist bump for the young man. And that's a good memory for both of those guys.
I like how the kid taunts him and throws it up in the air
exactly.
a couple times, like, aha,
you can
I
tell
got it.
When he gave him that fist bump,
there.
it was a hard fist bump. It was like, all right, you know what, you got me there. You got me there.
That's one thing I love about baseball. It's just the fan interaction. Something like that, it doesn't happen in other sports.
No, Miggy is the best with it, too. Like, there's tons of videos. If you ever want to just make yourself smile, go Google Miggy and fans or Miggy on the base pass.
He's fun with it.
It's hilarious. Like, he signs helmets. He hangs out with kids. Like, there was a kid, talking trash to him when he was on deck, and he turned around and started talking trash back. You love that.
And to Jeff's point about, we'll go back to about Jordan's influence, Jordan's been retired for freaking 18 years, and he's still selling shoes. I think that's right there should talk about his influence on the game.
It is crazy when you think about that. His influence, honestly, it's going to be forever.
He's going to re-release the same damn shoes until the day he dies, and everybody's going to get them, and I might be one of them.
I might be one of them. So thank you, Jeff, for coming on with What's Trending with Jeff. We do that with Joey's News every day, and then Paige comes in on Monday and Tuesday and shares us with her Central Michigan updates. And Adam, where the hell is Adam? It is time for Adam's bets. I see him in the chat. He's in the chat, so he's got to be. Maybe he'll just leave his bets in the chat, but we'll get to that coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network. Oh wait, Joey, shout out Bridge Street real quick.
Go to BridgeStreetExchange.com, 15% off your entire order if you use the code word WSN, and it's just all quality men's shop. That's what they got, all the best gear, and it's a lot of local companies that they like to support as well, so I want you to support them. Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech. The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
I think Adam is counting his money somewhere because he's running a little late this morning.
Did you see what he said in the YouTube chat?
What did he say?
He put 2,000 last night on the money line on the Clippers at the last minute.
What did that pay out?
So he might really be out there counting. He might be like, some Scrooge McDuck just jumping in the pot of gold.
That's what I'm thinking. Like he's just sleeping on pillowcases of cash this
It's either
week.
that or like when people win the lottery and they quit their jobs and all that and go tell their bosses F you. I think that's what he's doing right now.
Is that what he's doing? Adam's quitting without telling us he's quitting?
So.
I asked him for a birthday bonus next week.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
When's your birthday, Corey?
Next Thursday, I
It's
think.
the 3rd, right?
No, the 8th.
Oh, you're the 8th.
The 8th.
Who's the 3rd here? Someone's because I'm the 6th. I know there was someone before me.
Mikey TikTok. Man, we got a lot of people in July here.
That's the best. That's the best birthday right there in July.
October. That's all right.
God left cancers in charge of the world to make everything go right.
All right. Well,
yeah.
See, that's why you don't like cancers. They're just so arrogant.
Nah. But we're right.
Well, as we're waiting for Adam, do you guys kind of want to talk about the game tonight, the Hawks and the Bucks? Obviously, Trae Young now has a bone bruise. That's what they're officially saying he has. And I don't know how you get a bone bruise twisting your ankle like he did. Honestly. Like anything, I thought he'd have a sprain.
Who knows, but either way, this was a 5-game series to begin with. And now with Trae Young hurt, it should definitely be a 5-game series. But you know what? I just hope the Bucks don't have a typical Bucks game where they play down to the level of the competition and then somehow, some way, the Hawks sneak out a win, because this series should really go up 3-1 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this series should be essentially over, especially if Trae Young is being injured and can't play. I mean, and Bogdanovich, he isn't the same guy with his knee. That leaves them with Capella, and Herter. That's it. And those guys aren't going to beat their way out of a wet paper bag, man.
But there's one guy I hope that they do turn to tonight, and he's a couple of years removed from averaging his 20 points per game, but I still believe he has it in him, and that's Lou Williams. Arguably the greatest sixth man of all time. You want to put, Jamal Crawford and Manu in that conversation, cool. But, Lou Williams is tied with Jamal Crawford for the most six-man awards. And this guy needs to go ahead and get the ball tonight if Trae Young is hurt. I think if they put the ball in Lemon Pepper Lou's hands, he could come out somewhere with, a 25.
See, but that just ain't enough. That's the hard part to this.
It's not enough, but it will be something. I'm thinking that if they just get the ball in his hands, it'll prevent them from getting blown out, because I don't think there's a chance in hell they win this game. But
Gallinari was one that really stepped up last game.
He had to. They need more players to step up, and I don't know what's gonna happen in this game, but I don't know how. I take that back. I know what's gonna happen in this game. I know the Bucks are gonna whoop their ass. I just don't know by how much. I don't know what kind of game Mike Budenholzer is going to coach. But I want to add this. One of my friends said that if you look at Mike Budenholzer each game, he looks like a guy who is worried about the outcome because he just bet his savings on the entire game. Like, he looks petrified at all time. I think he just wants to go ahead and knock out the Hawks because that's where, he started his head coaching career. And what better way to get to the finals than to knock out your old team?
Yeah, he's always like,
yeah, like he looks like he's petrified each game. Like,
he's sweating the bet, baby. And speaking of bets, Adam has made it. I think he was buying a new Tesla this morning or something before he came in.
Last night was insane.
Look at that smile.
So insane it doesn't entitle you to be late today to talk about your bets, man.
Holy shit! I was late because I was too busy counting all the fucking.
That's what we were joking about.
Holy shit!
How'd you do last night?
I won a total of $9,000.
Nice.
Yeah, I made a $2,000 bet. Not even literally 37 seconds before tip off. on the
Wow.
Clippers at like minus 197, and it paid out 3,700. So
Beautiful.
I walked away with 57 on that.
Beautiful.
And then I showed you my blackjack winnings last night.
Wait. You're counting how much you bet as part of your
No,
winnings?
the 37 was
oh,
the profit.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
you're
no.
cheating.
No, but it's 57 when you walk away. I won 2,000 on the Angels winning as an underdog. I put 1,000 on that. Spain hit. Who else?
Barely. They looked pretty terrible yesterday.
It don't matter.
Well, they won, so I don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter.
they had to go through extra time, and
I don't
they,
give a shit. I don't
they
care
choked,
if
almost
the
choked a
coach's
3-1
mom
lead.
has to show up on the field. As long as they win, I don't give a shit.
Well, you don't want them choking a 3-1 lead.
They can choke all they want as long as I'm getting my money. I don't give a shit.
Are you still undefeated on all these
I
$1,000,
am undefeated on
$2,000
every
bets?
major bet I've made so far. I am 9-0 now. I made 3 of them last night. That's how confident I was.
So what are your bets for today, Adam?
Oh man, well, obviously Bucks-Hawks game. You got to start there. I'm gonna take the spread with the Bucks -7. That's the easy play. I don't know where to go with this. Corey made a point on Budenholzer looking like lost or whatever word you want to use.
Petrified.
Petrified. I just think he doesn't have a game plan. I just think he looks at Middleton and is like, all right, well, if you have an off game, we're probably gonna lose. Giannis, you're giving us 35 and 15 every game, so you're cool. Drew, you can't shoot the ball. Like, I can't help you guys, and I don't know what I'm doing. That's like the vibe I get. I just think he doesn't have a game plan. Having said that, that's going to be my basketball bet of the night. And then I got Euro action, obviously. Fish is going to love this. I'm going to take England. Psych. I'm not Fish. I'm going to take the draw. And that's going to be based on the full 90-minute. We're only going to bet the 90-minute match result, not the full match result. I'm going to take England and Germany to draw at plus 211, I believe. So that'll be my bet there. And then the second Euro action, I think it's the lock of the day and really the easiest game to bet is going to be Sweden and Ukraine. Take Sweden. Honestly, they're in great form, and I don't even know how Ukraine got out of the group stage. So they'll be knocked out. They'll go back down to reality today. So those are my 2 Euro bets. And then I got to finish the day off, of course, with baseball bets. I will take, I believe, damn it.
You got Toronto covering the 1.5.
I know I got Toronto covering the runs. I'm trying to think of how many home runs Vlad Guerrero has. I believe it's 27 or 28. This guy is bullshit. I believe he's batting .339. Leads the league in RBIs. Leads the league in home runs.
26.
You know, if there wasn't that one dude batting like .360 right now, this dude would be in the Triple Crown conversation. So let's like appreciate just how good Vlad Guerrero is playing right now. Honestly, if I had to give my vote for MVP, I'd have to give it to Ohtani, but this guy's a close second. Unbelievable season. So I'll take the Blue Jays to cover 1.5 runs, and then Stick, you can cover my last game.
The Yankees to cover 1.5 runs, -125 against the Los Angeles Angels. You're betting against Ohtani?
I'll tell you why. It's never a bad bet, especially considering Yankees coming off a loss last night to Ohtani and the Angels. I think the Yankees win this run in a close game. I want to say 3-1, 4-2 is the final score.
Beautiful.
Those are my 5 games.
What's up, Fish?
Adam, I'm sure you know because you've seen the games. There's no sure lock in the Euros.
There's always
anymore.
a lock when I'm betting, Fish. I have not lost a single Euro bet. So
Okay, well, I wonder why.
I'm about as damn close as a lock as you can get.
Okay, well, you weren't here yesterday during the Spain game, so I was thinking you were like had a heart attack or something.
Fish. I wasn't sweating.
That's why you left. Because he was like, "Oh, I can't see Fish see me. I have to leave." And then you left.
He's scared of you, Fish.
Fish, you should just see me running away with the money from that game.
Well, no, you've had your heart attack. I'm shocked you didn't pick France. They lost.
Now, that was the smart bet of the day, not betting that game.
All right, well, let's hope. Are you putting $1,000 on any of the games?
I'm putting. I haven't decided which game I'm putting multiple thousands of dollars on yet.
Jesus!
It's probably going to be the Hawks. Honestly, I'll probably take.
What's
going to
happen is you're going to make all these winnings, and you're just going to put your balls on the table with like a $10,000 bet and lose, and it go like.
No,
just make sure you keep chipping away at it, Adam.
I'm up 17 right now.
Yeah, don't throw it all away on one bet though. That's all. That's all I got to say.
My bookie, I think the max is $2,000.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Dick, you know he's going there. It's going to be NBA Finals Game 2. He's going to say, "I'm betting $5,000 on the Clippers
I
to
sent
beat
Stick
the Bucks."
like the greatest screenshot in the world last night.
No, that's a heartbreaking screenshot.
It's amazing though. What are the odds? And I asked my bookie and like everybody on Twitter, nobody fucking replied. I was very annoyed. Like I played 3 blackjack hands. I put 1,000 on each one of them. I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm feeling it because tonight I won so much money. Let's just go.
At one time?
At one time.
Okay.
So the first row I got king and 10. So I had 20 there.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I believe I had a 4 and an 8. I was like, oh shit, that's not a great hand. And then I had a queen and a 10. So I had 2 20s already locked. Like I was winning those 2 hands.
No, they didn't.
Easy money. So then like this middle one, I hit. And it turns out it was an 8. So I had 20 across the board. 20. Like I was going to walk away with $3,000 profit on this blackjack hand. And the dealer flips, and he had a king and a freaking jack.
So he pushed on all.
And he pushed 4 20s on the table.
Yes.
Unreal.
But
Got you. Hey,
either
at least
way,
you can't lose.
if you want to get in on Adam's bets, make sure you go to mybookie.com right now. Enter that promo code Woodward, and we will match your first deposit up to 50%. But you got to sign up today and do that, and enter that promo code Woodward for your chance to match that 50% deposit of your first deposit. And that's real good. Follow Adam's bets, parlay this money, keep building. Next thing you know, you're going to have 15 G's in your MyBookie account just like Adam does. So make sure you go to mybookie.com right now, set up your account, and listen to Adam.
Hey guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
All right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and being a part of the conversation in the chat. And it's now time. It's 9 a.m., so we are doing qualifying for Kick for Crypto. You want to be in it? You guys want to switch it up today instead of doing a phone call? You want to do a comment section?
Yeah, let's have them comment something crazy.
Ooh.
So do something however you want to do it.
Comment
do
fish.
stick is some. Oh, okay. What was that?
Yeah, just comment, we love fish, or I love fish in the comments right now, and we will pull a winner and qualify you to be a part of the Kick for Crypto. And with that, our qualifying prize, you're also going to get a Coast knife or a Coast headlamp, depending on which one you want.
Man, I don't know which one I would pick if I had one shot because
these knives.
But
These
that
knives,
headlamp,
baby.
that headlamp, I use it.
You love that headlamp.
I use it so much every day now.
Yeah, so that is your qualifying prize. You will get that no matter what, but make sure you get
Is
in
there a
right
specific
now.
platform they have to comment on, or is it all four of them?
It's all 4 platforms, so
Wow.
we'll pick one from there. So yeah, we'll have Jeff comb through, and pick somebody out at random. So right now, comment I love fish, or we love fish, or just something about fish, and we will pull a winner in the next 10 minutes. So make sure you're doing that. Whatever platform you're watching right now, put in I love fish.
You guys are too nice.
Well, we love you, fish. Adam doesn't, but I love you.
All of this, and we don't even get an I love you too back.
No, fish doesn't say I
Nope,
love you.
I do not.
Yeah, he's a pimp. He don't tell nobody he loves them.
Yep.
So here we go. Obviously, the Pistons have the #1 overall draft pick coming up in the NBA draft, and that is just 4 weeks away. So that's going to be here before you. Like, we're going to have a new Piston in less than a month, essentially. So we brought in one of our favorite writers here at WoodwardSports.com. His name is Andrew Jonna, and he came up with his mock top 10 of who's going to get drafted this year. And since it's Top 10 Tuesday, he has a mock top 10. We figure we bring him in. And here we are. Well, everybody, welcome Andrew Jonna.
Andrew! What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Doing well. And we're going to work our way backwards, right? We're going to start at pick 10 and work our way all the way to #1 because that's the suspense, and that's where the Pistons are picking. So let's get it, man. Who is your number 10 overall pick?
So my number 10 pick will be Corey Kispert out of Gonzaga. He's a great shooter. Last year he was 44% from 3, 52.9% from the field goal range. He was the 7th most threes. He made the 7th most threes in the all-NCAA. He reminds me a lot of Joe Harris. So the Pelicans, they really need a guy in there that can fill in that role for shooting. They lost J.J. Redick last year with that buyout and trade. So this is a great fit for him. It would be great for the Pelicans.
I like that pick, and we're showing some highlights right now of this dude's range, and it is pretty incredible how well this guy can shoot the ball.
He can shoot the ball very well. He's consistent. He can be a very consistent starter for them, which I love. They need a forward in there. They got Ingram and Lonzo at the point guards. We'll see what happens in Lonzo, but I really like this fit for the Pelicans, especially if they can pick it out to him. If Zion gets kind of trapped in that paint, he can shoot it, pass it right out to him. So,
and then that's the thing, like Gonzaga in this NBA draft, I feel like is like Alabama in football. There's just so many good players that they've produced throughout this program that for him to be number 7 just shows how just dominant this team is.
Yeah, he's a very sleeper in this draft to be in the top 10. You know, there's a lot of guys in there that can even get in the top 10. So this can change daily. You know, they could also be in that sweepstakes or Damian Lillard, but we'll see what happens with them with that too.
Awesome. And moving on to the number 9 pick in this year's draft.
So my number 9 pick is Alperen Sengun from Turkey.
Yes.
So what's crazy is that he actually used to be a former swimmer like Tim Duncan. His parents really wanted him to get into swimming, but he loved basketball. He went pro at 16. He's been pro for about 3 years. He's 18 years old. Pistons Talk calls him Baby Jokic. You know, that's a pick for the Kings that would be great for them. You know, this is a pick that can get them over that hump to the playoffs. And don't be surprised, I have sources that they might be in that Ben Simmons sweepstakes too with trading that pick. So don't be surprised if the Kings decided, hey, we want to move this pick and get someone else in our team. So
can we go back to you saying you have sources? Where do you get sources, bro?
Hey, he was. Well, I won't spill your beans, but he was on some big calls last week. I walked in.
Pistons Talk knows a guy who works for the Kings. And he was telling me that, you know, they're thinking about Ben Simmons. They also like Scotty Barnes a lot. So don't be – and Orlando's got 2 picks in the top 10, so don't be surprised. Hey, if they really like Scotty Barnes, they can try to move it up to that 5th pick to get him right there.
That's a good one. I mean, they got the 5 and 8 picks. So
yeah, you pair this kid with Halliburton, you got yourself a nice little backcourt. All right, moving on to number 8 in our mock draft for the NBA, and obviously that is coming up on the 28th? 29th, so literally a month from today.
A month from today.
Awesome. Man, we got to get our draft party planned like ASAP. All right, who we got coming in at number 8 on your mock draft?
I have Devin Mitchell out of Baylor. He reminds you a lot of Drew Holiday, Donovan Mitchell type. He's a great locked-out defender. He has great handles. He is 60% down in the paint, so he's not so much of a scorer. He's also a great three-point shooter, 44.1% from three-point range. He could be a great fit for this Magic team as they're getting young and developed. They have Cole Anthony on their team. They got a lot of young pieces in there, so he'll be a great fit with this young team.
Nice. Yeah, he looks good, man. He really looks like a solid player. You know, when I started watching some of these guys that you put in your top 10, like, I thought there was this huge drop-off after 5, and a lot of these top 10 guys are going to be ballers, too, in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this draft, there was about 4, 5, 6 guys I could put in my top 10, which is crazy. You know, it's changing daily with these combines. You know, we're going to have workouts soon. So as we get along and seeing, like, what teams like, then we'll kind of know where they want to draft at the end of the day towards the draft. Or we can see trade of picks, which comes up to my next pick.
Who we got at number, what is it, 6? 7? Who we got at number 7?
Number 7, I have one of the sleepers in this draft. Pistons Talk loves this player.
Yes.
James Bouknight. This is Troy Weaver's guy. You know, I made a trade last year in a trade machine. You know, I love Jeremy Grant. He's a great player for us, but he's got the most trade value right now. You know, don't be surprised if the Pistons, you know, they can be making that switch, maybe to move up this, maybe move Jeremy Grant, and we get Andrew Wiggins in that 7th pick. That trade works out beautifully for both teams. You know, the Warriors, they're looking at trade that pick. Yesterday, sources were telling me that they want Pascal Siakam as a player they could looking at to trade that pick. So this is a pick that probably might be moved on draft night, but James Bouknight, great ball handling skills, interior defense. He's great athleticism. A lot of people are calling him possibly the next Damian Lillard of our generation, which is crazy to think.
Dude could shoot the lights out, man.
He can shoot, and he can take over games for UConn last year. So don't be surprised there if he gets picked in the top 10.
All right, moving on to number 6 on Andrew Jonna from WoodwardSports.com mock draft. Who do we got?
Number 6, I got Jonathan Kuminga. So he did not go to college. He went to the NBA G League with Jalen Green. He played alongside Jalen Green. He's not the greatest shooter, he's not the greatest shooter and offensive player, but he can defend. He's one of the most elite defenders in this draft. He can defend from the center position all the way on the point guards. He's one of those guys that is like a Draymond Green. He's not going to produce you like 25 points, but he'll lock down defenders like there's no tomorrow.
And I love his name, Kuminga.
I love that.
Like, it's just like a cartoon character. Like, Kuminga! All right, now we're moving into the top 10 or top 5.
Top five. Scotty Barnes,
Yes.
Florida State to the Magic. This is a player, again, he's not the greatest shooter. He needs to work on his jump shot a lot. He's only 29% from 3, but the guy can great defender, again, on ball and offensive defense, off ball defense, hustle down the field, and a great rebounder too.
Yeah, he could potentially go in the top 2 or 3 as well. I mean, it really depends on what teams are looking for and where they need to draft. But this is the part of it where these top 5 guys, and this is what Troy Weaver said after we got the number 1 overall pick. He's like, really, I'm evaluating 5 guys right now, and those are going to be the keys to who I'm going to pick moving forward. And you brought up Book Night earlier, and we were talking in the back yesterday. One of the things that Troy Weaver may do is use the assets that he has, because we got, 19 second-round picks. We got a couple first-round picks in the future that he could trade and move back into this top 10 and steal a Book Night as well. So if we see that happening from Troy Weaver, I mean, this guy's already proven to be a wizard on draft day and doesn't give a shit about really second or anything past first-round picks.
What do you have to offer him? That is all he cares about.
Right.
I mean, they can move up in this draft. I think the Pistons are one of those teams that you're going to see a lot of possible movement. Again, I think this is going to draft where we see either a lot of movement or no movement. The teams are going to decide, hey, I want to draft this player. So this is a draft where we're going to see a lot of different mock drafts throughout the week. And as we get closer, we're going to kind of know exactly what teams are looking for. And you never know what's going to happen on this draft night. This is going to be a wild, wild draft night, I think. We've never seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, if last year was any indication of what Troy Weaver has planned for this year, like he was moving, because we did our draft watch party, and it was like, all right, after 7, I think we did through the 10th pick. We were like, all right, that's cool. And then immediately after that, trade has been announced. The Pistons, now have the 16, now have the 18. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Should we go back live and all that?
We ended up being here a lot longer than we thought.
Yeah, this year we're giving him the full first round because we never know what Troy Weaver was going to do. He got us last year.
He's a great GM. A lot of those people are like, what is he doing? He's training all these great players. I mean, Luke Kennard, he got rid of Bruce Brown. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is working out great for this team. And you know what? It's all paying off in the day for this Pistons team. We're finally getting to that number 1 pick, so it's awesome to see that.
Yeah, love it, man. And Troy Weaver has all of our trust. He's absolutely earned it. Before we get to the top 4, let's do this. Let's give a shout-out to our people at Levels. It's happening. July 23rd is the official grand opening in Centerline, and we will be out there broadcasting live with the entire morning show, and we'll be out there all day long. They're going to have free food trucks out there, all types of giveaways, and all types of fun stuff for you to experience. And most of all, check out everything that Levels has to offer. And if you want to go give them a little sneak peek, you can go to enjoylevels.com or give them a follow right now on Instagram at enjoylevels.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. We love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. Thank you guys for waking up with us. We have Corey here, we have Joey here, and WoodwardSports.com writer Andrew Jonna is here going over his mock top 10 for the NBA draft. Jeff, why don't you scroll the comments, look for fish comments, and pull a winner, and we'll get to that right after we get to the number 1 draft pick. So we're up into the top 5. We're at number 4 now. This is where things get all jumbled up, man, because these top guys are pretty much interchangeable, and the way you evaluate them against each other is really going to be interesting.
It's going to be tough. You know, it's going to be very interesting what happens in this draft. Again, we just don't know what's going to happen. And this is where I think the draft gets very interesting with these top 4 picks. It can go any way with these top 4, really. Everyone says Cade's a potential number 1 pick. You know, there's a lot of people saying maybe not, so we'll see what happens. And these guys are very close together, and this was a very tough decision for me as I make my mock drafts. So here we go.
Yeah, let's see who we got at number 4.
Number 4, I got Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga.
Okay.
I think he's going 4. I think Kyle Lowry is going to move. I think he's going to end up going with Philly. At the end of the day, to play with Joel Embiid, if they trade Ben Simmons, he's going to be a free agent, and he's always wanted to play in his hometown. Against Suggs, he has a great feel for the game, athleticism, great on-ball defense, and he's very athletic. He can take over games. We saw that in the semis of the national championship. He can take over games if there's no tomorrow. He can make clutch shots. This is be a great fit for Van VanVleet. They can be in the next maybe dynamic duo in Raptors history, maybe in the next DeMar and Kyle Lowry.
You know how there's just some guys that like fit the team that they're going to?
Yeah.
Like, I could see Suggs in a Raptors jersey.
Yeah.
I love him in Toronto, and I think he can really bring this team back into that maybe that play-in or even that playoff spot. You know, they're going to be probably playing back in Toronto, which is going to be huge for them. And their fan bases, they love their players. So I think they're going to have a great love for Suggs when he gets there.
This could be one of those teams that the Pistons even talk with, because I know that they're interested in finding that big man, and Mobley's not going to be on the board anymore at this point.
No.
So there could be a trade right here with this one.
Yeah, there could be a trade. They could look like a trade in this pick, you know, maybe get some assets, maybe get another player if they really want to complement this team. I mean, they need a big man, so we'll see what happens if Mobley's available, which he's not after this pick.
Now, in your personal opinion, do you have Suggs as the 4th overall talent on this list, or do you just think by happenstance he's going to be picked 4th?
By happenstance, I think he's going to get picked 4th. You know, I think he could possibly get 3rd maybe, but it's really what Cleveland – I made this draft based off the needs of each team. So this is a need that the Raptors need, especially if Kyle Lowry is out and they know, hey, I'm moving on from you, which will kind of have an indication of that if he opts out or not. So
all right,
we'll see.
Love it. No, honestly, like when you said that, I literally can see him in a Raptors uniform, and it makes sense in my brain.
I think it would be great for the Raptors, and I think he can be that player that can make a big difference maker to get this team back in the playoffs and be maybe in contention for that, you know, that mid-tier team in the Eastern Conference, because that Eastern Conference next year is going to be brutal.
Yeah,
it's going to be brutal to get into that 5 through 8. I think it's going to be nuts.
All right, well, let's move on. Number 3 on Andrew Jonah's mock draft.
Number 3, I got Evan Mobley out of USC.
Okay.
This is what they're calling the next Chris Bosh. Great length of the arms, great shot blocker. You know, he got 3 blocks per game, but only committed about 1.8 fouls per game, which is kind of crazy for a big man like that.
That is wild.
I think it will be a great fit for them. They don't need a guard. It's a very guard-heavy draft. I feel like they need a center or a power forward to complement Sexton and Darius Garland. So this could be a perfect fit. And the Cavs last year, they were on a great start of the season last year until a couple of injuries. So don't be surprised if they get Mobley. They might make the playoffs next year too. Don't be surprised. They were in that 5th seed for a lot of the season until the end of the season.
I don't know, man. He's got big shoes to make up taking over for Andre Drummond in Cleveland.
Andrew, how do you think that's going to affect him with the rumors of the Cavs thinking about moving Sexton?
You know, that's very interesting. I heard about that a little bit too, but you know, I think they really need to go big on this draft. I think Darius Garland's great. They could move Sexton and maybe move that pick, but I really like Mobley with this team. I think this is a pick they need. They keep going guard heavy every year, and I feel like it's time for them to get someone big. And I think if they do, if Jalen Suggs or if Jalen Green's on the table, I could see them just taking him if Mobley ends up going second to the Rockets. So I really, really like, no matter what, if Mobley's on the table for them, I think they should go with Mobley at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mobley seems like the only legitimate big man in this entire draft.
Yeah.
He's just athletic as heck, too, man. When you see him on the
evolution.
defense,
he is the number 1 facet of the big mans. He's the best big man in this draft. This is a very, again, guard-heavy draft. It's all shooting guards or point guards. You know, this could be a draft where we see maybe mostly guards and just him in the top 10, which is kind of crazy to think about that. So I love Mobley in Cleveland. I think he's the best fit for them in this team.
Awesome. Well, number 2 on this list, man. This kind of dictates who's going to be at number 1 as well.
So number 2, I have Jalen Green right now.
All right.
I have Jalen Green, but I know Troy Weaver loves Jalen Green.
That's what I heard too.
He loves him. And, the Pistons...
He's tricking him.
The Pistons like him. And, there's rumors, too, that they could pick him as number 1. And Jalen, I think Cade Cunningham, that would be a huge... we'll see what happens, but Jalen Green is, I think, the next Zach LaVine. He's probably the most athletic player in this draft. Great passer. He can lob passes, and he's
mean with his dunks.
He's mean, and he's fast. He's very fast on the transitions. Again, the Rockets are those teams who they lost everyone last year. Look at how bad they were last year. So they really need some spark in this organization. And, this is a player that could end up being like a Zach LaVine type, Russell Westbrook mentality. I love Jalen Green. And it's not a bad pick for the Rockets. There are rumors that they're really liking Mobley a lot better than Green. But for this team and this fit, I really like Jalen Green on this team.
Yeah, and our boy Pistons Talk has been high on Jalen Green for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember we had him on a couple months ago because we were debating Jalen Suggs or Jalen Green, just the battle of the Jalen's. And he was like, Jalen Green is just a freak of an athlete.
I also like, too, that Green has that G League rub, too, as well. That's a good, that's higher
pro
for me.
talk.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit more advantage, I think. I think a lot of the other players, even Kuminga is going to have more advantage. A lot of players, they went pro last year in that G League bubble. So
that Ignite squad, man.
They were good. They made it far. I think they made it to the semis of that playoffs, which is kind of crazy. They made it pretty far of being
they got 2 of top 5 players on the team.
And they also got a lot of high school. It's a lot of kids out of high school. So don't be surprised if you see that team take the Rockets.
I'm excited that we have a G League team here in Detroit now. Obviously, if you haven't heard, the Motor City Cruise is here, and they're going to be playing down at Wayne State. They got a whole new facility down there, and that's what's cool because eventually these guys are going to be in our pipeline. Because I love how baseball has the minor league system. Football does not. I think they should. They do not. Basketball, they need this. They need the G League.
I think with basketball and the G League, that's going to end up kind of putting a real dent in college sports.
Oh, for sure.
College basketball.
For sure.
And then over the next 5 years, the G League is going to be the thing. Kids going to straight up leave high school and go straight to the G League. Makes sense.
Well, if they keep making stupid rules, then let these people, there's got to be an outlet for somebody who doesn't want to go to college. And it's even in regular life. If I don't want to pursue a college degree, I could still go to a trade school like Northwestern Tech and still get a good job.
Nice plug.
It is a plug, but it's also the truth. It's a natural plug. Because you don't always have to go get your 4-year degree. You can take this route as well and still be successful.
And also, too, it's like a waste of time. I'm going to go to college for 1 year, not go to any classes, just so I can just go ahead and then fulfill this requirement.
Right.
Dude, they don't even give a shit about school at Oakland University for the basketball players. I could only imagine at these really big universities how they treat school. So they're not there for school. We know what they're there for.
They're taking stuff like gym and yoga.
The G League's one of those things I think it's going to be growing as the years go by. We have we talked about that Overtown League that I think Drake that's creating it?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a league that's going to be popular,
what's Drake doing?
I think Drake's creating some type of league with
overtime.
Overtime league.
Oh, that's
and
smart.
a lot of players have opted. You get like $100,000. How much money you get?
I can look into it, but they have a lot of people investing into that league.
And also, there's a reason why I think Amani Bates he dropped out of.
He started his own academy on his own.
He started his own high school.
Yeah.
He dropped out of high school. Was like, I want my own
he
high school.
decommitted from Michigan State. There's also talks. The collective bargaining coming up, they can move that age where high school kids can come right to the NBA and maybe just start off in their G League program and make it like a minor league system, which would be great. I think it'd be great for basketball. It'd be great for the G League.
All right, well, that brings us to our number 1 pick.
Oof.
And if you say Franz Wagner, I'm going to throw something at you.
I'm not going to say Franz Wagner. Number 1, it's easy, Cade Cunningham. This is a consensus number 1 pick. Yesterday, Jerry Jones's, I think, son-in-law or friend, he said that Cade, he's friends with Cade. He's like, oh, yeah, he's the next Jordan. He's the next Kobe. He's got that mom mentality, This is like a great comparison to him. He's like a mini Luka, as they call him. He's a little bit bigger than Luka, but he's got that strength. I also saw a report that he's a little bit like Shows Alexander. but is a shorter and is Ben Simmons, but with an actual jump shot. He could take over games. He was 41% from free last year, 20 points per game. He had that monster 40-point game with Oklahoma State. He can just take over games. When was the last time the Pistons really had that guy they can look over at the end of games? I can't.
We haven't had one since 2008, honestly.
It's been crazy to think about that. So this is a great player for this young and rising team, and I'm excited. We'll see what happens, but you never know with Troy Weaver.
And I like what Eric Johnson just said about Cade Cunningham. Cade was the consensus #1 pick across the board until the moment the Pistons got the #1 pick. Now it's, should Cade Cunningham be #1? I'm like, come on. Really? We're doing this? And nobody wants the Pistons to have a
But
great
honestly, in your talent evaluation, is Cade Cunningham that far above the rest of the field?
I think he's very far above, but it's a lot closer than people think. Jalen Green, I think, is right behind him as #2, but Cade, because I think I see a lot of Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine mentality in Jalen Green, but again, Cade, everyone loves the way Luka plays, and I think that's why people lean towards Cunningham's #1, because he plays that Luka type basketball where he can just take over, just give him the ball and just take over the games. So
right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in with your mock top 10, and you have the whole first round mocked out too, don't you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. I'm probably working on that this week.
Awesome.
But this draft, you look at every mock draft, you can see a player that's going to second round, and I see him going to first round. This is just a loaded draft with lots of talent.
Let me ask you one question, Andrew. What do you want the Pistons to do? What would make you happy?
I think they should take Cade and look for another player to draft. I think that's a key. This is a great time. Pistons have a lot of movement in this draft, a lot of other picks in the future. Go all in. This is a great draft to go all in. I think next year's draft is going to be a little more weaker, but this is a draft where if you want to go all in and Troy Weaver does his thing, let him do his thing. I love what he's doing in this team and this organization. And if you want to make moves, go for it. But I think at the end of the day, the city, I think they need this #1 pick, and I think people will go crazy.
What's crazy to me is because Troy hit on 3 players last year. Kalen is still a question mark, but we believe in Kalen, right?
Yes.
So hitting Killian Hayes, sorry. I was thinking Kalen
But
Lucas.
still, right. You look at it,
what up, though?
2 all-rookie team.
Right, and that wasn't even our 7th overall pick.
No.
Those were the guys
No.
later. So what he did by speeding up this growth process, by hitting on all 3 of those guys last year, really puts us in a unique position this year. Because if we only got 1 player last year, 1 piece, we'd be looking at, we'll add another piece this year, maybe another piece next year.
No.
This year, if you're saying what I think you're saying is that, hey, we're going to get the #1, and there's potential for us to double down, get back into that top 10, and get a boot night, all of a sudden, in the course of 2 years, you have 5 valuable starters at rookie contracts.
Exactly. And you know what? Don't be surprised. The Warriors, they have that 14th pick too. They might trade that pick too. If you're the Pistons, hey, maybe I want to go on the 14 and maybe a Book Knight's down there still. Or even like a Moses Moody, who's a great 3-point shooter down there. So, these are players that the Pistons will be looking at. And I think this is a draft where, again, we're going to see either a lot of movement or no movement.
Okay. Well, I love it, man. Thanks for coming on with your insight. Corey, I cut you off there. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I was just going to say, how crazy do you think this city would go if Troy traded out of #1?
I think people will go nuts. I think people,
yes.
And I think there's a lot of pressure about that because we all believe in Troy, and a
but
lot
not
of people,
that much.
And not. Troy, he was the one who wanted to draft Russell Westbrook. No one else wanted to draft Russell Westbrook in that room, and he did, and he took a risk on him. And this city, a lot of people who they are fans of the Pistons or just casual, I think they will go even more crazy because they don't understand the growth and the trust that a lot of true Pistons fans have in Weaver. So, this is a pick that you cannot, first of all, you can't screw up on.
Right.
You can't screw this pick up because this is the first #1 pick, since 1971, 1970?
1970.
Since Bob
Lanier, baby.
And this is a pick I really think they got to go big, and they should just draft #1 and then work your way down. There's a lot of other players that you can see in this draft that end up being stars in the bottom half where you get to that 5 through 30 mark. Any one of those guys can be really good on your team.
I think they need to go like Vinny said last week, draft Cade Cunningham and figure it out later.
Yep, that's it. Take the best player and move on. Like, don't overthink this. I think is the main thing. So thank you, Andrew Jonna, for coming on. If you want to read his articles, just go to woodwardsports.com. We have tons of great content contributors that write great articles, insightful stuff. As you see, Andrew knows his stuff. He literally came in with a pamphlet of information today to share with us. So thank you for coming on and sharing your top 10 with us, man.
No problem. Anytime, guys.
All right, and we will be right back with Joey's News.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
The Clippers are still alive. Another chance.
Mikey TikTok's a hater, by the way. You're a hater, Mikey.
What'd he say?
Just talking about St. Mary's. Joey mentioned Brother Rice earlier, too, so hating ass.
Why, because you're Kalen Lucas?
Yeah, because I said Kalen Lucas instead of Killian Hayes. But either way, go ahead, Joey. Sorry. Hating ass.
Clippers still alive after beating the Suns by 14 yesterday. This one came by a surprise to all of us. Suns lead 3-2 now in the Western Conference Finals. Suns in 4, dude, man. You better start saying Suns in 6.
Suns in 6, right. He got to beat the hell out of somebody soon to get this back on track.
Yeah, they need that. Here you go. You see Paul George. Whoop!
Dude, this has to be. So we need somebody to make one of these memes, like, you know, when they hit him and then they just keep going.
Yeah.
It's like sliding, like he's going to slide into Ford Field, then slide into Canada, then slide into Australia. Like that, he just got blown out the entire screen. That's embarrassing.
Slide
for Chris Paul.
swimming down the water and down the lodge.
Now you're at the moon. You know, like those memes crack me up. What's up, Fish?
I got something to add to Joey's News. So Joey's News +1.
Damn, I just started and we got to add. Go ahead. What do we got?
So we talked about the Tour de France, the fan that held the sign that, obviously led to the big crash on Saturday. And we talked about the police are looking for her, and you were like, how the hell did they not find her? Well, Oust France, O-U-E-S-T France, they reported that the woman fled the country. She went on a plane, and she is untraceable.
Untraceable?
Yep.
What does that mean?
That means she didn't get the vaccine. They can't track
there's
her.
no chip in her.
Well, that could be true, too. But she's unfindable because she fled the country. So I guess she has a lot of money. She said, fuck it, let me put this on a plane to wherever. And she fled the country, so she's untraceable.
So that's why just going to get sued. I don't think there was anything more than just a lawsuit.
Well, she fled the country, so she must have feared for her life. So, Stick, that is why the police cannot find her.
That's crazy. So she's on the lam because she knocked over a bunch of bikers.
Yep, and she...
What a life.
I guess she thought it was bad, and she fled the country.
Just trying to say hi to your grandparents, too. That's all she was trying to do.
Hey, she sure said hi, though.
Hi, Omi.
And we got to give a shout-out to Reggie Jackson, 23 points, 4 3-pointers. Dude was on fire. He honestly...
Dude,
he's playing his role so well.
I mean...
Yeah, here's one of them nice dunks.
Reggie is a great role player. Reggie is not a number one. He's now with the coach in Ty Lue, who has made the proper adjustments, recognized the best way to utilize him, and now we're seeing Reggie Jackson play the best basketball of his life, and now he's about to get a fat-ass contract.
Fat check.
Pay this man.
He was only on a 1 year, right?
He was only he was not only was he only on 1 year, he was one of their last signed players this past offseason. They tried to replace him.
Yeah, there you go. They
Prove
got 3
yourself.
former Pistons, and they may be in the championship. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
And lastly, Patrick Beverley imitating Chris Paul. Honestly, so much disrespect, but it was very funny.
And this is why I think they may not make it, because every time Patrick Beverley does some type of showboating from his Rockets days till now, it always comes back and bites his team in the butt. I think this is going to be no different.
Yeah, if I'm on the Suns and we beat them and I make it to the championship.
Oh, I'm having that. I'm wearing that on the shirt.
I'm doing the Bernie like right in front of them the whole time.
Hey, they got a chance though.
They do.
They got a chance.
And one of my favorite stats from the game was in Game 4, the first quarter for the Clippers, they only had 20 points on 28% field goal percentage. Game 5 on fire, 36 points in the first quarter. 65%. So they started out, had the momentum in their way on the road, and that's why they ended up winning.
Yeah. They looked good last night. They really did. They played with the intensity that you need to play. They played with the intensity that championship teams come out with.
And some team that did not come out with that fire was the Canadians. I'm sorry, Sean, but the NHL Stanley Cup Finals have begun. Canadians get embarrassed 5-1. The Lightning come up on top, and this announcer is my favorite as Kucherov scores.
One for Kucherov. High slot. Holds. Shoots. Score! Kucherov! What a face-off.
Right off the face-off, too.
Kucherov, too. It's 4-1 Lightning.
But the face-off win.
Doesn't get any more prettier than that.
A great face-off win. That just set him up, man. What's up, Fish?
Joey, did you say finals with an S?
Say final, huh?
What?
When you said Stanley Cup final, did you say Stanley Cup finals with an S or Stanley Cup?
Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay, because it's actually Stanley Cup final, no S.
Oh.
Just
my bad,
saying
Fish.
That.
Hey.
Get that shit right, Joey. You're pissing
bad.
Fish off.
Well, no, you're pissing me off from just saying that all the media is Stanley Cup final. I don't know why.
It is. It's Stanley Cup Finals. Final would be Game 7.
Yeah, but they call it Stanley Cup final. If you hear the people talk, they don't have the S. I don't know why. Don't hate on me. But
I apologize for that,
Stanley
Fish.
Cup final.
It's like Fords and
Forgive
Myers.
me. Right.
I just wanted you to know. That's all.
We go to
Fish.
some college baseball, Game 1 of the College World Series. Series or series?
This one actually is series.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
The name Isaiah Thomas we talk about in baseball. Yeah, Vanderbilt's own with this phenomenal catch right here.
Chipper Jones one. I wonder if it comes a little bit from what.
Love that sound.
Did. This one is towards the seats in right, coming hard and
Oh,
what a catch!
that looked like it hurt.
Fielder tagging and getting to second base is Allen. What a play by Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I've seen people like snap their wrists trying to do that when they dive. They'll like get their wrist caught under them. So glad he came up
bounced off
healthy.
the floor on that one.
Yeah, and once again, great base running by the Mississippi State dude. Tagging up on that, smart.
Also got some interesting news to add to your news, Joey.
What you got?
So we know we've been talking about the Washington football team and all of the interesting damage control that they've done
Oh, boy.
They made another one.
Oh, boy.
Adam Schefter reported that the Washington football team has announced that Tanya Snyder, wife of Dan Snyder, has been named the co-CEO, and she's going to join the Washington football team as they look forward to unveiling a new name and brand for the next era of Washington football. She now becomes one of the few female CEOs in NFL history.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not
I
your
thought it was
typical news out of Washington.
Something cheerleader related
Right.
or something.
We can't stop harassing our cheerleaders, so let's bring in guy cheerleaders. That was their solution last time. Like, at least this is nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm curious to see what this big name is going to be.
That is going to be fun when they reveal that name. I mean, I'm still a fan of the Red Tails, but
Yeah.
we'll see whatever they come up with. The Wolves is cool.
Ohtani's first ever at-bat inside a Yankee Stadium. No other result than a home run.
Ohtani crushes one deep right field. Goodbye. Welcome to New York, Shohei Ohtani.
The Batman has arrived in Gotham City. 26th home run. Look how far that baseball went.
416 feet. Amazing, man. It's so amazing when a guy's that much better than everybody else. Everybody else.
And lastly, the Detroit Tigers played last night against the Indians. We lost 13-5, but hey, we're one home run closer to Miggy hitting that 500.
Morgan in the first inning.
Freaking fruit flowers there.
Here's a drive to right center field. That is carrying, and that ball's gone! Miguel Cabrera gets the Tigers on the board with home run number 493 in his career.
It's amazing how Miguel Cabrera seems to own Progressive Field.
I love that hit,
You
too.
called it stick this week or so was when he was going to hit it. So when are we thinking we're going to get that 500 now?
I mean, honestly, I'm thinking that's coming sooner rather than later because of the way he hit that home run. Like, he hit that opposite field. It was very, that wasn't a hard home run. That was an easy swing. So if he's starting to get back in that rhythm, the home runs will start coming soon. And, like there's always this theory that Dominican or Hispanic players play better as the summer warms up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I know everybody should play better when it warms up. No one wants to be out there freezing trying to hit a ball. So hopefully as it warms up, so does Miggy.
So you think it's going to happen before August?
Yes, okay. I do. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen in July. I think he's going to hit at least 10 home runs in July. That's what I'm going with.
And now we pass it over to Paige, Central Michigan University's own. What do we got?
So this past weekend at the Olympic trials, you guys probably heard the name Gwen Berry a few times. She was the woman who turned away during the national anthem. She turned away from the flag, and she was getting a lot of backlash, and even President Biden made a statement about this event. Now, why I bring this up again is that she made a statement. She said, I feel like it was a setup and that they did it on purpose, they being the Olympics. She stated that they were going to play it before we walked out. They then played it when we were out there. Berry said, I don't really want to talk about the anthem because that's not important. The anthem doesn't speak for me. It never has. Now, apparently something like this has happened before with Berry. In 2019, she raised her fist during the national anthem, and it was reprimanded by the International Olympic Committee, but it has since been okayed. But this has been bringing up a lot of backlash because it's an event where we represent America. These athletes are representing America, and she turned her back on the flag. Now, what do you guys think about how she turned her back to the flag?
I mean, listen, if you turn your back to the flag, I think less of you, just period. Then that's my right to do as an American. You have your right to do.
Turn.
Yeah, you have your right to do whatever you want, and I have my right to think of you however I want to. To me, it just doesn't make logical sense that I would work my ass off to represent my country in games only to disrespect my country that's giving me the very opportunity to represent them. I have a rough time wrapping my head around that. Turning your back to me is one of the more egregious disrespectful things you could do, like we were talking earlier. I think the fist is a powerful statement. Like, I think that makes a lot of sense, and you're still showing unity with your country. You're just making a statement, and you're standing there proud with the national anthem, and you're being a part of something. Anytime you take yourself out, segregate yourself, and then bitch about being segregated, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I want consistency. That's all I want.
It's just so weird when she chose to do it. When
Right.
you're representing the country. That's the only issue I got with it.
So I'm not defending her. I'm just going to read this from Yahoo Sports and offer my take. So I'll just, kind of catching up on this because this is my first time really hearing about this controversy.
Oh, see, it happened a couple days ago. I just didn't want to bring it up, really.
So it was like
it's just another one.
Then, of course, Paige brings it in.
So I read this said the national anthem, however, isn't played every medal ceremony at the trials like it is at the games. The song is instead played just once each day, which took place during Berry's ceremony. So I guess that she was mad that it got played
twice.
Twice. But my whole thing is like this: you're representing the United States of America. So, of course, at some point, they're going to play the effing anthem.
Right.
Whether you agree with it or not, you're still representing the country. So, I think it is a bit of a dick move to turn your back towards the flag. I'm all for protesting as far as kneeling, putting your fist up, whatever you want to do. But it's kind of hard to, for me, I'm going to do some more thinking about it, but it's kind of like confusing me that you voluntarily choose to represent the country at the Olympics, but then you turn your back on the flag. So if you don't want to support the flag or anything like that, cool, I get it. Make your statement, but you chose to be in the Olympics, so I mean, it's gonna get played. Don't get mad at that.
Well, and the thing is, like, if you're an Olympic athlete, your goal is to hear your national anthem, because that means you won gold.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but I think this is one of those things when you're trying to be too woke.
Yeah. I just don't like how she backtracked on it. Like, okay, fine, you're gonna be that way. Well, double down then. Stand for something. If you're gonna be the big person and you want to take on the system and what you're doing is gonna change things, then back it up. Don't say, "Oh, I was tricked." Because like we said earlier, the national anthem's 2 minutes 20 seconds long. They may have tricked you for the first 10 seconds. The rest of the anthem was your decision consciously not to turn towards the flag.
That's where just like it kind of loses me. Like, again, we've seen me on here. I've made my statements about the anthem, how I feel about it. I'm not gonna say what I do during the flag. If you were to see me at a game, you'll notice it. But for her, you made the choice of being in the Olympics. This is something that's been going on for ages. We've seen people put the fists up during the anthem. Cool, do that. But to turn it back to the flag for a country you chose to represent in the Olympics, that is,
it's weird.
It's just weird. It's confusing me.
Yeah.
It's confusing me.
Yep. And that's where I am with it, too.
Yeah, she got third, so we will see her in the Olympics. So hopefully we don't see any craziness happening. Maybe she learned a lesson with all this backlash that's happening.
I hope she wins gold, stands on the podium, and they play the anthem.
Exactly.
But again, to your point, don't you, even if you don't like the anthem, if you hear it, it means you won.
Well, yeah, you did well. Like, it should be your victory song at this point. Yeah, so...
And a little lighthearted news about the Olympics. Last night, Kim Kardashian announced that her clothing brand Skims is the official undergarments, loungewear, and pajamas for Team USA athletes after the competing at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Awesome.
Man, what a win for her right there. That is crazy.
Yeah, she's joining Nike and Ralph Lauren at the moment. We don't know exactly what else is going to be released, but she is the official undergarments.
Nice.
What's it called? Skims?
Skims. It's kind of like Kim's, but like it's like skin, but she changed it to like Skims because of her name. It's kind of a cool play on words. I mean,
hopefully
it's good branding
Yeezy
on her
provides
part.
the shoes just to fuck her. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Like Yeezy just slides in. Well, I'm the official shoe of all the Olympians, so
ugly ass Yeezy
that
slides
would
or
be
something.
so great.
Take your pajamas elsewhere, Kim. Well, thank you, Paige, for coming on with that and talking about it. And yeah, Paige is from Central Michigan University, and we appreciate you coming in for your internship this summer. I know you only got like a month left before you can head back up to school. Isn't that crazy?
That's right. It is crazy. I'm excited to go back, but yeah, it's gonna be.
Wait, when do you go back up?
So I can go anytime
August
in
1st.
August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up. I thought it was like the end of this August.
No.
You can't leave us that soon.
Yeah, my rent starts like early August, and I can start working up there anytime. So, and sometime in August, I'll be stepping away.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Paige. And
Thank
if
you.
anybody's wondering why I took my suit coat off, it is hot as hell in here today.
Man.
Like,
Hot as Jerusalem.
normally we don't say anything. Fish will tell you. We complain the least amount on this show, but it is hot as hell in here today, Fish.
Why don't you do something about it? Wink, 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 wink.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe put the AC on.
Yeah, all right, Fish, turn it on so everybody could hear how loud it is.
No, we're not
They
playing
already
this
hear
game.
from 11 to, they already
Yeah.
hear from 11 to 1.
Yeah, if you want to hear
So-
what air conditioning sounds like, listen 11 to 1 right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
And I'm probably going to get called out by the people, Sir Arthur the Great and Kennedy Broadwell and Baligian Bell Show. They can call me out. They can
I mean, it's a
fire me.
bougie show. They need
They can
their
get
proper
me out of the
room
audio
temperature.
booth. They'll have to find someone to run it, but...
Well, yeah, it is hot in here, and then when the sun's out like this, because it hasn't been out for like 5 days, it's literally shining through the window behind Joey, and we can feel the heat come off of it.
I will say this: I do not have blasting lights shining on me.
Yes,
that make it 10 degrees hotter.
Yeah, it's hotter up
5
here on the
degrees.
stage.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot, Jeff is here.
What a transition.
Yeah, you like that?
No,
That's
I
for
like
Sean
that.
Baligian, because he thinks you're the most beautiful man alive.
He is.
Oh, it's a double entendre here.
Yeah.
Going on.
Oh, there we
And I
go.
love Sean. He's my hype man.
He is.
But today on What's Trending with Jeff, we have 2 videos. The first one is very impressive. You know, I hate when people say Jordan doesn't have an influence on the youth. Because, I mean, he hasn't played in a good 18 years, but the guy is still influencing the children. I mean, the guy, this about 15 years old. She's playing in a youth game, and she pulls up from Damian Lillard range. And she does the Jordan shrug, which is quite impressive, considering her age and considering it's probably her dad who watched Jordan. But I thought that was hilarious. And the second video is an outfielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he attempts a foul ball before getting it stolen by a kid. And his reaction's just great. The kid does a little cocky throw the ball up.
I love that.
And once he realizes it's still a foul ball, he gives him a fist bump. So it was funny, and it was a good little banter. But like Stick was saying earlier, I love the interaction between the fans and the players. It really makes a guy like me who's not intrigued about baseball, but it makes me just want to watch it even more because stuff like that is entertaining.
You don't like baseball?
I like baseball. I just can't watch it. I'm more of an action happening all the time. Hockey, NBA, and NFL. Baseball's like probably the last one. Like,
All right.
Out of respect, I played it, but
Have any of you ever caught a foul ball?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I've been to 1,000 baseball games and never even come close to catching.
I'm that grown up that shows up to a game with the mitt though.
Yeah, I'll never be that guy.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to get me a ball.
I'll catch it with my hands. That's why you have hands.
Yeah, but what if you hits
trying
off
to
your
die.
hands and bounces off your hands?
Then you
And
got
you're
no
like,
hands.
Fuck it, I should have brought a glove.
What if it hits off your glove and bounces off your glove?
Right.
Then you're like, fuck it, I'm an idiot. I even had
Yeah.
a glove and I still can't catch.
Yeah, if you drop the ball with the hands, they can forgive you. But if you
Right.
drop it with the mitt,
I'm gonna go the old school, catch it in the beer cup like some people do. That's
Now
when you're
a
a
champ.
legend.
Yeah, that's a legend.
grab someone's baby and then just
Right,
put the baby
you gotta
out
have the
there.
baby here and catch it in the beer cup there. Like that's legendary status.
Dude, I want to do it where I'm holding Adam in one arm and
Holding
then I
Adam?
just catch it. Yep, he'll be my baby. Just
Yeah, we can bet on that at mybookie.com.
Hey, shout out to Northwestern Tech because northwesterntech.edu is where you got to check out if you're thinking about switching up life a little bit, get a new career. It's only a 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. You hear us complaining about the heating and cooling here. We need to get that student right above me right now in here to fix it up. northwesterntech.edu. It's the HVAC school that works.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Is it time? Yeah, it is.
Fish! Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
All right, it is 9:50, so that means the lovely Fish comes on with his beautiful facts. Hello, Fish.
Hello, Stick.
What kind of facts you got for us today, buddy?
We have a mixture. We had one NBA game last night, and we had a bunch of baseball. Maz loves his baseball. We saw a video, and this is the one that was going to be played yesterday, but because of the awesome gender reveal we saw, we skipped over that.
Yeah.
So we have a video for you today from Australia, between the Blues and the Maroons, Civil War of rugby. And the guy
Oh, wow.
takes it, and he is gone.
Damn, how
As
fast
you
is
can
he?
see, he
You
will
got
not
some
be
long
caught.
strides. I feel like all rugby players have those long-ass strides like that.
Most of them do.
Yeah, why? Is that just, like, you don't see that in soccer.
Well, probably because they do more
they gotta kick
leg
it.
weights.
They got to kick the ball in soccer, too. It's harder.
I'm just asking you. You're the rugby expert.
Oh, I know. No, I know. I don't really have an explanation.
Okay.
But they won the game 26-0.
All right.
And not so good for anyone who's a Queenslander. We go to the facts, and we start with good old basketball. Clippers last night. They are 8-0 this playoffs when Marcus Morris shoots 50% or better.
I saw that during the game last night. That was crazy to think about that because he started out hot as hell, and it was like, well, this is pretty much a sure game. I mean, he had, 20 points in the
22?
first half?
Oh, in the first?
Yeah. Then he only had 2 in the second half,
Yeah.
but, I mean, he carried them that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had like 13 in the first.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, well, it's tough to score in the second half when Paul George has 20 in the third.
Yeah.
Good God, man.
Corey, we brought you up yesterday. If the gender reveal, we got to bring you slightly down a little bit after yesterday. Paul George, playoff P, or pandemic P, whatever you want to call him. He got 41 points yesterday, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 15 for 20 shooting. First Clipper in franchise history, 40, 10, and 5 playoff game.
I mean, that's not shocking. Clippers in the playoffs is not something anybody's really used to.
Right?
Stick,
Yeah.
second favorite sport, baseball.
Yes, sir.
The Brewers, they got 10 runs in the 8th inning, and they're tied for third most in an inning in franchise history.
Damn.
Only with more 13 runs, 1990 and 11 in 1996.
See, that right there is fun-ass baseball to watch. 10 runs in one inning.
That would be horrible if you're the opposing team, though.
Oh.
Like us playing softball sometimes.
Do you like that logo, by the way?
The old Brewers logo? Yeah.
It looks sweet.
I like old school logos. Like, I wish they'd bring back the Expos logo and all those good old school logos. Even the Tiger logo, when they had the tiger coming through the D, I thought that was fun.
What's the Tiger one we got? Like, it's like the blue stripe down the middle with the star below it, beneath it.
Oh, that is the Negro Leagues. That's for
one's
the
awesome.
Detroit Stars. Yeah, actually, and I have a whole, like, long time ago, I bought this whole sweatsuits that the Negro League
back
Stars.
when sweatsuits were the thing.
It's dope, man. I had the hat to match and everything, but it's in blue and orange, and I always thought that was the Stars colors, but it's not. They were gray, red, and blue. So it's like Tigers brand Stars I'll have to wear it one day, but it
Kind of like a homage type thing, you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I bought it in Miami of all places. Like, it was the weirdest thing, but it's such a sweet jumpsuit. I don't wear jumpsuits anymore, but back when I was in my jumpsuit and jersey phase, that thing, I rocked the hell out of it.
Well,
Did you say jersey?
Yeah. That was early 2000s. How'd you know?
Is that jumpsuit? I'm like, that
Corey's like, I got mine at home too.
Oh, dude, with the matching fitted and everything, like, out of control.
Did you say...
If I could go back and look at myself at that time, I'd be like, what the hell? Like, I had long hair, too, like, down to here, walking around the hood, playing basketball.
The shoes?
Shoes? I've never been a shoe guy.
But did you match the shoes with the fit?
I did have a pair of dark blue Timbos that went with it. I was a Timberland guy. I had like 9 pairs of different colored Timberlands too.
You still got all those too, don't
I
you?
do still have all my Timberlands. I just don't rock them anymore. It's not my style anymore.
Yeah.
Did you say Jersey?
Yes.
Maz may have met you in Jersey. We go to today, which is the 29th of June, Tuesday. The Cubs played a baseball game in 1897, or maybe they put a mixture of baseball and football. They won 36-7.
Oh, God. Good Lord.
Most runs scored in the game by one team.
Yeah, I would assume so. That's a lot of runs.
We have birthdays today. Well, we have birthdays. You guys gave it away at the start, which I figured you would. Not mad at that. We start with 1980, D-Mac's favorite, Martin Truex Jr.
Okay.
NASCAR guy.
Yeah.
Then we have 1991. You guys already talked about it, Kawhi Leonard. Happy birthday to Kawhi Leonard.
Happy birthday, Kawhi. Go celebrate big time.
He will.
Hey, at least they're still alive. That's all that matters.
Yep.
They are. Well, he's still alive as well, but he's not playing.
Any divorces today, Fish?
There was one. Wasn't interesting, so we skipped that. There was a wedding. There was no divorces. But there was a wedding. We didn't talk about it, though.
All right. Well, thank you, Fish.
It was some golfer, I believe.
Okay.
So, anyways, those are the facts. We'll be back for Wednesday. Nice, good weekend. I'm going to talk about the weekend again. Weekend!
Weekend. All right, let's do it. Joey's dumbass of the day.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
When he crosses too many timeouts, it's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
Before you get going, Joey, we got to say happy birthday to Mitch Miller's mom, too. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Miller.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Hey, we got to shout out the dumbasses. Hearing these racist stories are what kills me the most. Racist fans in San Diego throwing tortillas at a Mexican basketball team after they beat them by 3 points in a regional championship game. You see the video. Like, this obviously had to be premeditated. You don't just show up with tortillas to a game.
I mean, unless, I don't know many people that just roll around with a bag of tortillas.
But, like, come on.
And this happened in San Diego, California, which, California is supposedly this woke area and everybody, like it's supposedly a utopia out there for diversity, but you still see shit like this happening. It's so stupid. Good. Yeah. What else can you say, Corey?
Dumbass of the day.
Definitely a dumbass.
I think I love.
Did they find out who brought the tortillas in or anything like that?
It was definitely some adults, they were saying, that brought them in. So,
like, I get it as dumb high school kids. I can see dumb high school kids doing stuff like that, but as an adult, you deserve to get your ass beat. Just period. Yeah.
In San Diego, of all places.
Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, that is definitely our dumbass of the day. Not a funny dumbass, a serious dumbass today. So if you see that person, throw everything at them. I don't care what it is. Throw a coffee cup at them. Throw hot water on them. Do whatever you got to do because that's just bullshit, especially to high school kids, man.
Do like Al Green. Throw some hot grits on them.
There we go. That'll get them back.
He won't ever do that again.
Right? Never. Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show. Later on today, 11 to 1, Baligian and Bell is on with your next chance to qualify for that kick for crypto. And then we also got 3 to 5, The Hook today. Darren McCarty, Maz, and Pilar. So make sure you're tuning in there on our app. You can download it for free right now in your Apple or Google Play stores. And make sure you're watching on every social media. Have a great Tuesday, Fish. We're one day closer to the weekend, buddy. Fish is excited. We'll talk to you tomorrow.